Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Numerology Alumni episode 2. This is like the second time I got the chance to do this, and we're bringing in a bunch of really cool, amazing souls. Carrie, I just got a chance to connect with you today. Oh my God, there's another Life Path 11 on the island, and it was so amazing. Sandra, I just finished watching your testimonial you sent me. Finally, it's been like I don't know how long we've been trying to figure this out.
How
Oh
long
my
has it
God.
been? Like nearly 2 months?
Yeah, I would say it's actually been a lot longer than that, but it feels like it's been longer than that. So she was in there and she's like, "Oh, I had made it a point to go and see this guy every 6 to 12 months, and I'm overdue." And I'm like, "Hey, girl, just let's talk first, and you can just pay me later. Like, I don't care. It's all good. I don't want you to put things in front of our conversation," and that goes to all of you guys. Just because, and here was the really big thing. I was like. And every time I do a group session, I get really nervous and I get this anxiety. And I'm like, wait a second, this ain't me. It's all you guys. You guys are the ones who have the anxieties and the nervousnesses and the hopes and the dreams and the, can I make this? And I wish I could do this. And I just want to find my voice. And maybe I'm going to hear that golden nugget tonight. And I just want to like find that thing inside. I'm plugging into everyone. And that's why I was feeling that. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm nervous. Like, why? Like, these people are my friends. And I started like, thinking about this, I'm like, well, if I start talking to you guys like you guys are my buddies, then we're just having a regular conversation. This is just like a straight up, this is what we're doing. This is not a go live. This is not like a professional performance, like a thing that you see when you book me in and you're on the calendar and you paid to be there and you're like, look, I got my notes. This is an intimate conversation between people I've trusted in my life and people that I honor. I honor you guys' path. And here's the real big conundrum for me, okay? Big words tonight. If you don't know what conundrum means, it's like a thing, right? It's a situation. Here's a challenge, is that like my numbers, right? Life Path 11, or you can say Life Path 2. My sense of identity is sincerely linked to your success, to your approval, to your testimonial, to the things that you say about me, the comments you guys make. I'm just sitting there like having a bad day. I'm like, I'm just gonna go on Facebook for a minute. And I basically read through the wonderful things everyone says, and I'm like, oh, it feels so much better than doing drugs by myself. Like, this is the best high ever to actually go out there and know that people love you and people actually care about you. But the real thing that all brought us to the table, okay, or I'd say like 99% of us, if not 100% of us, if you're the 1%, then let me know. But the thing that brought us to the table was business, right? It was making money, right? An internet marketing business, Gaz, Anagic, AI. I'm pretty sure I don't think we've got people from other groups other than Gaz right now. But the thing is that like, that's why you guys came here. That's why you guys were, we booked together in the first place. That's why you guys came to and said, oh, you got to see Bobby's going to make you rich. I'm like, just relax. They're like, oh, Bobby's going to help you have a baby. I'm like, whoa, just relax. Bobby can help you find the love of your life. I'm like, guys, and they're like, no, it's true. You did. They did that for me. And I recognize what I'm actually doing. I'm like, we're doing some mechanical work inside of the spiritual conversations your wiring has inside of your body. So look at yourself like an instrument, and there's strings drawn, and you're trying to play the instrument. And some of these strings are broken. Some of these strings are on the wrong side. And, some of these strings are not actually like, they're not playing, and they're working against us. So what we do is we fine tune it. I'm like, what about adding the letter G? What about adding the letter X? What about adding something? And you're like, ooh, that one I felt the song. I felt it. I saw my future. I can feel it. And that's where we start to get that momentum, or at least the first step. Because, I almost have to say this as a disclaimer to my clients now. I'm not sure if you guys have heard this in my conversations when we were talking together, but this is a key. A key is as good as the one turning it, the one cranking it, the one getting your driver's license, the one that's actually insuring the car, that has somewhere to go, that's actually driving their business and knowing and reading the maps and listening to the radio. And they're actually doing a lot more than just a simple name. But I don't care how badly you want to drive or how badly you want to get into how fast your car is, how good the conditions are. If you don't have a key to your success, if your car is stuck in the mud, if your car's in the water somewhere, and your vehicles sit there like spitting out jelly beans, and you're like, why do I want to make money, but all I can do is just have fun in my life, and I just want to take things seriously, and oh my God, I want to fall in love, but then as soon as someone comes, I'm like, whoa, commitment issue, and we're trying to figure stuff out, but we can't actually get there. It's because your name is like not singing the song you wanted to sing, right? So if you like, and this is what I really want to just tell you guys, like, we're here to make money. And the more you work with me and the less like, let's just put it this way. The more that you have to work with me before you get truly successful and go like, go like Debbie O'Muse or Clint sized, or like, you go into this really giant level of business, you become like a real life Lorena, and you're like, before you get there, if you have to come and see me like 1,000 times, it's going to make me feel like I'm not doing my job right. And I know that's not true. I know that you guys have some digging to do. I know that you guys have some stuff to do. And so that's why I'm going to dig with you. That's why I want to go in with you. I want to do this with you so that I even to the point where I'm like, please see me first. If you're not making the money, you're not going to afford the session. If you can't afford the session, you're not going to talk to me. And if you're not going to talk to me, you're not going to move through it. We're not going to dig. And I'm so freaking committed and so freaking faithful to what, like, absolutely, I know as a little kid, I meant to say, I'm so really excited to do this and work for you guys, because the reality is that I know it's going to pay off. You know why? Because I believe in your 682-whatever. I believe in your 1,000-person team. I believe in your vision for retreats. I believe in it. You know why? Because you guys are mirrors of myself. And could you imagine if I was out there being like, this one's not going to make it? I would be talking about a piece of me in the same sentence. And that's why I know that we're connecting hearts, we're connecting souls, we're helping our kids, we're helping our legacies, our futures. I see myself in your children. I see my children in your charts. I get a chance to talk to the adopted girl, or the one who basically was born in August, life path 8. And I'm like, you remind me of my little girl. Like, you give me patience for my life. Or when I get a chance to meet someone who has my chart and I'm like, oh my God, we're like hand twins. We're like the same people. Like, did you feel that? And they're like, yeah, that's why we connected. Oh my God. And we like, did we just become best friends? And we're like just having a great time, because it feels great to see yourself inside of the universe. And if you think about it, it's like, Bobby, there's only 9 numbers and there's like 40 different chances. There's a chance that you're going to see the same numbers over and over again. And I'm like, actually, yeah, basically I only see like of the thousands of people that I've worked with, I'm not going to say thousands. I'm future pacing thousands. Let's say it's over 1,000, but it's still under 2,000. I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for like a year and a half, 2 years of seriously like recording all my calls, right? But of all the people I've worked with, let's see if I can do this. I want to show you guys how many actual possibilities there are and what we're dealing with here. Okay, so of all the people I work with, these are the different areas that someone could show up in one of their names or more. So I've started to map my journey out. I'm like, I should probably, like if this is really all that's happening, and then we look at your name and we see that, oh, you have a bunch of them. Not only do we know what colors are going to be on the palette, we also know how many colors do you get? And then, but the last one that looks, is it working or is it not? Is it working in green, or sorry, in like at least purple, if not at least green, or is it not? And when it's looking like a, like a white number, or yeah, just white numbers don't really work. And yeah, that kind of thing. So we're really trying to figure this out, and we're really trying to put together the golden equation for our lives. And these are what names look like. And this is why I'm like, oh, cool, you've got a such and such here and a so-and-so there. But the reality is, guys, is that when you're able to act in alignment, things start to open up and work for you. But this wasn't like, this is like Rome, right? It wasn't built today. And my friend's like, oh, can you teach me how to be in business? And I'm like, sure, give me a minute. And I basically went and I was like, I just got to write this down. And I had to write out a map. Like, this is what our business looks like. You guys know what this is. You guys are learning this every single day. You guys are seeing this. Like, oh, can I get a picture of that map? Like, no, it's already in the Guys Back training. Go watch it. But the reality is that all this stuff that we're working on, personal development, mindset, skill set, the things you're dealing with, the past you have, the name you have, the business you own, where do you run it, all of it stuff, it's business. It's only going to be in a certain space. So if you guys can start locking in on it and start hitting it every single time, I'm pretty sure, like what is it? What was his name? What's the guy? Michael something, Jordan. And he couldn't even make his basketball team. And the kid's sitting out there. We all watch Space Jam, don't lie. And he's basically sitting there trying to hit these baskets. He doesn't know what the heck he's doing. And this is the one who turns into one of the most powerful, influential athletes of all time. So you got to understand, like winners, we keep going for the thing. And sometimes you need new names. Sometimes you're going to grow out of them. Sometimes things are going to change on you. Events are going to happen. You're going to have to dig up some stuff that you've been dealing with through like your past, and dare I say past lives. Like, we're spiritual people, right? And energy can either be created nor destroyed, right? So if we're infinite beings living a human experience, isn't it possible that if we get named by our grandfathers and our grandmothers and they fight for our middle names, now we suddenly inherit the matrix of their energy that they get like passed on to us. Like, it's one of those realities you have to deal with. We're like, oh, I was just like your grandfather, and oh my gosh. And that feeling to think there is that we need to know that we're clearing that. We're conscious. We're the ones who are in control. We decide. We have the now. We're the ones with the infinite moment right here. This is it for us. We're not defined by our past as badly as your new numbers will tell you. We can absolutely switch, crank them, change them, move them to a different direction. Heck, Sarah even took a brand new last name and a brand new middle name. Like, think about that for a minute, guys. Like, that's a huge feeling to think that could be you next. And I'm not going to say go change all your legal names right now. It requires things. Actually, things that we're going to talk about today. It requires alignment. Once you figure out what's happening inside of your backpack and you've got your name and you got your water bottle and you're ready to go, you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go save the world. I got my ring. Okay, cool, Mordor, let's do this. And we're basically going to go and figure our world out. Next thing you know, there's like 2 more books after that. And there's like adventure, and we lose Gandalf like a few times. And that feeling is like, okay, look, we need to, if you don't watch Lord of the Rings, what are you doing, okay? I know I'm a nerd. Don't make fun of me. But the reality here is that when you go out, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen now? What happens to Iron Man once he gets his suit? What happens to Spider-Man once he keeps on upgrading his suit? He had a pretty cool one. He had the powers first. Then he had this weird-looking little sight that didn't even work. And now I'm like, no, wait, Tony Stark, you're going to make it for me. And this new outfit comes. And he basically upgrades himself as he goes through his game. Everybody does. So don't be attached to the outfit you got born with. Ladies you're married, anyone who has a middle name, anyone who's got like a shorter version of their name, you're using different sizes of your outfit all day long. All right, cool. So I know it's a bit of a tangent, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm here for you, and we're in this for the long run, and I'm here to motivate the success inside of your lives. I just want to make sure that I'm catching some of these comments here. Hey, what's up? Hey, Mrs. Rosso. Okay, cool. Oh my God, patient counsel. I was able to be here. Lorraine, nice to see you. Love your analogies. I know, right? I'm super Marvel right now. But anyway, so what we're going to do tonight is going to be like super spectacular. And there's a reason why I had to only do this for you guys, because it's not going to make sense. This isn't something you're going to see me speak about. I mean, I try to, and I will. I can't do this in a group session. I mean, this is as much as I can do in a group session. Some of you guys have had your names aligned in a group, and we did a whole group training thing together. But the reality is that I actually have something else to talk about. And some of you guys know this already. Some of you guys have already been down cyclical numerology. You're like, oh, what's that? That sounds kind of cool. Let's do this. And we're looking at this feeling to think, okay, so what time of day is it? Where, like, you know, there's a reason why businesses open at like 8 or 9 or like something like that in the morning, because that's when people wake up. So you think that business people are a little bit aware of something called a schedule or a time zone, or like to actually have something like a daily method of operation. So if you were to know your time zones and your seasons, you'd be able to see that. You know, there's parts in the, where's Marilyn? She's not on here. She lives in an area where she has to put curtains up because it doesn't become, like, there's no sunset. And there are other places in there where like the sun, and then on the other side of the year, the sun doesn't even rise and you're in complete darkness for the whole day. So to know that you're and to think because of her location, where she is in the planet, there's going to be a specific situation that occurs for only her. So the analogy that I'm making here is that the world is in a 3 right now. You add the year up. Okay, this is what you're going to do. Right? And this, when I say, oh, it's a 3 or oh, it's a certain number, I'm talking about the addition of like what we're talking about. So if I'm talking about a 3-year, you're gonna have to take 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9. I know we can do this. It's gonna be 12, and 1 plus 2 equals 3. Okay, so this is a 3-year. And if you've heard me talk about this, this is the year of the influencer. This is the year of the performance. This is your creative year. This is your fun year. But on the negative side, this is the year to pretend like it's all good when really you're like, oh shit, I gotta figure my stuff out. I gotta get this handled. And like, you know, I always have my business, and yet we're super serious about it, and yet the temperature of the outside is like, let's have fun and let's just go to the beach. And you're like, I can't go to the beach right now. I have to go work on my, hey, selfie. And we're trying to create content and do stuff so that we can be successful, but we're counterproductive because we actually want to take things really serious. We're like, no, so dear, I'm going 6A. I'm going to do 6A,000. I'm going to go. And we quickly lose focus on what needs to be done in order to actually, like, you know, be successful this year. So some of you are going to be in a 3-year, and so well, all of you are going to be in a 3-year right now because we're on the planet. Some of you may be in a 3-year because of your cycle. What's my cycle? Oh my gosh. Take your month, take your day, and add the current year. So you add 3. So you take your month, you take your day, and you add 3. So in this year, as of your birthday, you're fully into this number. I'm born on the 6th month. I'm born on a 1 day. That's 7. Plus 3 is 1. Bobby might be starting some new things this year. Podcast. I'm making an app. I've got a really good site coming. Group sessions and like coaching and mentorship, collaborations. I'm sorry, I have something in my throat. But the thing is that I'm starting new things. I'm getting into new projects now. I want to do stuff and I want to get into the next generation of my family, my house, my life. I'm like, oh man, now that I've done it and I've completed this hellhole of a 9-year decade, I got a kid out of the deal. I got a wife out of the deal. I got a couple extra kids on the side. I got a really cool house. I got a life I love. I got the car I love. I got the woman of my dreams, like literally. So this feeling is like, okay, I'm set. Cool. Great. I had to pay my dues. Great. Pass me the violin. Okay, bye. Okay, cool. Now we're ready to do business. I no longer hate myself. I no longer hurt myself. I no longer destroy myself. I'm ready. I got past it. I'm ready to go to the next level. I'm not doing it alone. Absolutely not doing it alone. You guys are front row splash zone. I'm glad you're not here because my poor keyboard, oh my God. And this just looks like it's disgusting. Actually, I like to keep it clean, but yeah, it needs to be wiped every so often. It's passion. That's why I do this online, really, because people are in Nanaimo, they're like, Bobby, I get it, but can you just not spit on me? I'm like, I just can't help it. So here we go, okay? We're in a zone of enjoyment, fun, creativity, and laughter, and let's just have a good time. And that growing, bubbling little like puppy love romance that really wants to like, hey, you're in this business, great, just have fun with us and let's go to the party and communicate and hear some awesome stories. And people are gonna want to perform their stories. Some of you guys have really shitty stories. And I'm talking about like, I lost someone, I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, or I lost everything in the divorce, my kids won't talk to me, or like I'm my health and I could die at any moment, and like seriously shitty stories. And like you're still in business, you still want to have success, you still want to go out there and make something for yourself. And I'm like, you should go tell that. You should go tell people that like God's trying to like pluck you out, and you're like, no, I'm not done. I'm here, I'm gonna do this. That's a pretty inspiring, entertaining thing to show up on your content. If you ask me, that's authentic. It's performing. It's your story. It's creative. And it's probably thinking outside the box instead of join my 90% for you. It's done. And you're like, click here, bye. And you're like, oh, such an idiot. But what about talking about the time when you were like looking at yourself and you're just like, I don't know what to do. My kid's crying. I feel like I want to have a mental breakdown, and like I don't know where my next meal's coming from, and I gotta sell stuff, and I'm thinking about what I have to sell, and should I get rid of my TVs? And like, oh my God, guys, like to think that those are the moments we need to hold each other in. Whew, it's shivers to think that I was there and I used to be there. I used to live like that, and I'm like, whoa. And so I know what we're doing here. We're actually creating a long-term legacy wealth. We're a long-term company. This is like. And when I say company, I mean like the company I keep, which is like Balaj. It's like saved me back in 2013. I got fired. And like the week before I got fired, I was proudly posting my 76-hour schedule, being like, look at me, I'm working 76 hours. It's so amazing. I love my job. You need to come and work for Shaw. I still have Shaw. I love Shaw. Shaw's great. It was the manager that was kind of a dink. Anyway, so the reality is that I'm like, okay, I love my life. I love my job. And they're like, no, you're too much of an innovator. You can't run your business like this. This is not your company. And I'm like, I'm making more sales than the second. Like, just what? And they're like, no, you're done. And I'm like leaving the door. And I'm posting about my schedule here. Like literally, like you got to work for Shaw, like in the same week. And then Balaj like messaged me or like comments on my picture. And he's like, there's a better way, bro. And I'm like, I heard the tone because that's how he talks to you. And I'm just like, just relax, you little pirate network marketing weirdo thing, pyramid water now, what is this? And then I'm leaving, as I leave the door, I'm literally walking out of Shaw for the last time. And as I open the door, I'm like, oh, better call Balaj. I'm like, so embarrassed, tail between my legs. Screw you, work, I can't do this anymore. I lost the faith, I'm no longer company man. They let a good man go, and they had to fire me when I was on top. In order for me to really feel like I'm like, I don't need you anyway. And I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm going to build my business. I'm going to build my life. And that was basically, you know, like where I got into this. But I've known the kid since we were in high school. A really interesting story. But he saved me. He's like, okay, let's do this. I'm like, whatever, $800 water. I could do this, right? Let's just go. He's like, it's $8,000, bro. And I'm like, and I already put on my big boy pants. And I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, okay. Well, I guess this is business, you know, you over budget. I'm like, by like 10, under budget like 10 times. So I went in there with cash and I bought my magic equipment, my trifecta, and I was struggling in my business like the rest of us. One sale every 2 months by like a sad friend or like a sad cousin who's like, I believe in you. I'm like, sweet, see, it works. And then like I was doing everything wrong, but there was like a pulse of people who like supported me throughout my path that actually kept me somewhat alive, if not just in a slightly over the top coma. You know, I don't know if it was the drugs or if it was my like lack of entrepreneurial mindset. Maybe I was just like the world's worst employee. I was the best in the interview though. I was the world's best interviewee. But as soon as I got to employee, I would just show up high. I would just smoke weed or I'd be on ecstasy or MDMA. I'm not kidding you guys. Like I worked at a shoe store, Aldo, Spring. I used to manage Spring in Coquitlam Center for like 2 years. I'd be bumping up the techno tunes, being like, and like, just like, it was gross. I promise you my life was not exactly what I wanted it to be, okay? So then I got into this numerology stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I feel like a brand new man. And then the weekend I read it, I started, and this is the time before Facebook Lives, I keyboard warriored like 150 charts and just quick little 1-paragraph readings for 2.5 days, literally straight, like actually not a joke of an exaggeration. It was like on the 36th hour between like this, we going into the second day here, that I had to like rip myself from the computer. And my first thought was like, what did I find? And people were just like, dude, this is nuts. How do you know me? How do you know this? This is crazy. Like, what you said, something that my grandfather always would say and all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, you got me in tears and like, all this stuff. And I'm like, what did I find? Like, what did I stumble across? And my hands are like, do it. And I've had to build this brand around me, but I still had to go through the unloading. I still had to go through the 3 years worth of turmoil of battling my dragons, battling my demons, going through a really negative space in my life. Because you can't just flip on a freaking switch and expect to be successful. There is no switch. You got to switch, you got to bump, you got to twist, you got to press, you got to like do this, you got to hire like numerologists of all things. You're just like, oh my God, like it's not like I'm not a numerologist. I'm a salesperson. I just learned numerology and I love to help and train and coach and lead. And I'm like, I'm building a brand around this because I'm super spiritual and I need a thing. I need a thing. And this was the thing that God was like, here, just take this. Trust me, it's good. And because I'm skeptical, right? And I'm a skeptical guy. So I'm like, numbers, I can get down. Sure, let's see what this is. And then she's like, well, and she reads my soul. And I'm just like, ugh. And it was this profound, you've been there. You guys, I shouldn't tell this story. You guys know what it feels like. You know exactly what it feels like to be like, how the hell did you know that? Like, what the heck was this all about? And this feeling is to think that we have the ability to change it. So when we have the ability to change it, it's not just the name, it's what you do, when you do it, how you do anything is how you do everything. Like all of these adages, these cliches, these analogies and everything, they're in the training. We know all this stuff. So what I wanted to do was introduce you to a new set of numbers. And this is why I wanted you to calculate your cycle year, personal year. Because it would be really interesting to know if you feel it, if you've been feeling it, okay? So we're looking at the Earth being in a 3-year. And maybe I might do it like this. What I really want to do is I'm going to do it like this. And let's open it up. And what we'll do is we're going to start talking about it like this. So I'm going to close my screen in a little bit so we can see this. And as you can see, I have these conversations with people. So I want to take a clean space. And let's just go ahead and delete that. And let's talk about this. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to, let's see, we have 2019. And there was 2018 a second ago, okay? And it was also 2017 a second before that. And we'll start, actually, let's go back to 2016, okay? Because that was the end. And then we see this new beginning starting to come, okay? So we're in a 4-year, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And let's just do this. I'm like thinking to myself, why didn't I prepare this before? Why am I not just copying and pasting? And I'm just like, you know what? Just shut up and do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this out and we're going to make this happen. And this is what your next 9 years looks like, guys. We're here right now. Okay, so this is us. Let's go one more. Let's go. This is the Earth. Okay, and we're gonna have some brave souls volunteer for this. I know you're like, oh my God, pick me, and you just push the other one out of the way. We're like, hey, don't push around. Let's just line up nicely, single file, and whoever wants to go ahead and start putting their stuff together will. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with mine. So you guys gotta kind of calculate your year path here for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna call me Bobby F. Perry Harm. Okay, so that's kind of like, hey, there's Bobby there. I know that I'm in a 1 year right now, right? Okay, so I'm in a 2, that means I was in a 9. That means that I was in an 8. I go 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is basically what we're talking about, okay? This is going to be a personal conversation. The reason why I can't do this with everyone because, oh my dear God, I haven't figured it out yet. But this is as close as I get. So what I really wanted to offer you guys was like, well, I do a group session, and it's like 3 hours long, and it's like I charge people $111 US. So I was like, okay, if you guys want to do this, it'll be $111 for half an hour and $222 for a full hour, okay? Because I'm giving you guys discounts. You're back again. And just so you guys know, if you talk to me first, like Sandra's going to get a session like on me first in a second here. Like you can pay it back later. So I'm going to give you a discount to do this because this isn't our first conversation. Another reason why I couldn't broadcast this live to people I don't know. This is exclusive for you guys. I told you guys I was going to give you guys discounts, okay? So I can see a lot of me's. Hello, me. You're lit today, Bobby. Love it. Thanks, Craig. I found something. And I'm gonna wait to show this to you. So Joanne's like, my personal year is a 5, which is awesome. From that which I read. Great, cool. Whoa, number is 24, and I'm 24 now. Whoa, crazy, right? And what we're gonna say here, okay, cool. So everyone says me, super deep. This is super nuts. Who's done this? We did one today. If you guys did this, be like, holla, and just let everyone know. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. This is crazy. I'm like, I only saw like a half of the chat. I didn't know there was a whole other screen. So part of you guys already know this. So what we're gonna do? Who said me first? Let's go. Me. There you go. Yeah. So everyone's like me. That would be pretty funny if everybody unmuted and did it all at the same time. Please don't do that. Okay, it's all good. But we've got like Macanani, so we're gonna go that one, and we're gonna go Macanani SC. Hey, also guys, like I just want to say something really quickly while we're here, like straight up real talk. Like your Zoom name sucks. All right, Kathleen, Galaxy S8, Craig Hoy. Like, you guys paid a lot of money for those numbers. Even Macanani S Casenario 4A. That's not cool, okay? Because I didn't give you the name with 4A in it. So just so you know, just so you guys know, if you go into your preferences and you change it, the name that you show up for in the world is everything. Welcome to one of the biggest, is that a dog's butt in my face? That really does look like Karen W. McKinn's dog's butt. Like, take that, Bobby. You just said my name sucked. No, Karen, yours actually looks really good. Okay, so just let's just get that out of there, all right? I feel like I'm gonna get sprayed on. But the reality is that the name that you show up in is the one that says everything. And then they're like, well, where do I use this? I'm like, on your Zoom. Make sure you use it on your Zoom because this is where we spend most of our private conversations, unless anyone's got a better platform. But to change it around, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. Okay, so make sure you're using your most finest communicative name that you want to have, the thing that you really were looking for. I promise you, these are the places where you want to show up. Okay, and just in case you're feeling, I know, I'm sorry, right? I'm just like, we got to do this. So let's go back. Let's do this now. So we're going to take a look at Macanani's, okay, and we're going to take a look at Don's, and then we're going to take a look at Craig A. Hoy, okay? So if you guys know your numbers, like what number you're in right now, like this is 2019, right? So we're here. If you guys know the number that you're in, then that would be super solid. If not, then we'll have to calculate it together. But just to remind us, it is the month you're born, the day you're born, plus 3, okay? So when we see these cycles, this is going to be shown up as a grouping of numbers that is similar to a conversation you would have about a farmer when they were talking about their crops, or talking about the season, or talking about when to plant, or talking about when they had to pull out the tractor, or maybe when they had to pull out the the thing that does the picking, the harvester thing, or when they have to completely tear it down and start again. Okay, so this happens. These are 3 separate, distinct cycles. Let's do it like that. So when we see this, we're looking at the Earth being inside of one. And let's think of a nice, cool, creamy little color for babies, right? Like a baby blue, right? And we're saying, oh, hey, cool, you're in a baby blue. Like, that's so cute. You're a tiny little baby boy, like my son. And then you grow up and you become like, a big, powerful man. And you're like, work a blue collar, right? And nobody obviously hears that. We're all entrepreneurs. And then there comes a stage when you become super royal and regal. And you're like, oh my God. And people are like, hey, I remember this. This was like from 0 to 27, from 27 to 55, and from 55 onward, the 3 stages in my life. So they show up repeatedly inside of numerology, like repeatedly. like 9, 18, 27. Oh my God. Like they literally show up as components inside of how the numbers add up. So when we see things like this, and we're just going to go back and let's do this. So we're going to color this out because I love coloring. I'm a color master. Look at me, color. And so what we have is a really powerful way to look at what the different time zones are. Now, I thought this cute as well as ironic when I was looking at mine. I'm like, oh my God, obviously everybody's going to be starting brand new things and like, you know, like finding new love. And I'm so sad because I'm so alone. And I'm like, I can't start anything. My life freaking depended on it. And yet the world wants to start new things. And like everyone's doing this cool new business stuff, right? And by the end of the year, I had a dozen, I'd say maybe, yeah, about 25 to 35 clients between July and the end of the month, or the end of the year. So in about 5.5 months, I had about 30 clients. I'm like, sweet, I'm in business. And so it's not, you know, the best because obviously I'm like, well, it's not really a lot. Right now I would do like that in about a couple of weeks. So the reality is that like I wasn't ready to start my new business. But what happens in 2018? Here we are. Bobby's out there. He's doing his thing. You know, I'm ready to like go out there and, you know, change the world. And I think I may have this a little bit mixed up because it's halfway through. I'm born in June. So if I'm born in June, halfway through the year, I'm going to be in a new or a different vibration. So what are we at right now? I'm in a 3-year in 2019, right? Sorry. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 1. So let me redo this. Let me just make sure I have this. And I feel like it should be here, right? If anyone can really just double check my math. So if I'm born in my cycle year is going to be a 1 in a 3-year, right? So I'm born on a 6-month. I'm born on a 1 day. That's 7 plus 3 for the current year. And that's going to be 1. So as of my birthday, inside of this, like this year, inside of June, I'm fully in my 1. I'm fully in my 1. That means I'm fully ready to start my new 9-year vision, my new 9-year goal. Okay. So this is something that has really like taken a really strong like effect on my life. I've moved to the island. You guys know the story, a bunch of brand new beginnings. But as the years were going, I was basically coming to a conclusion. And while everyone was starting something new, everyone's finding, oh, here we go. They're finding their relationships and their partners. Here I am basically like, you know, like I just like, this is the year of the power couple. I had just met Sally right there. And right there, I was just meeting her. And then 2018 was 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, the year of the power couple. This is the year we did everything. We had our son. We had all this stuff happen. And I'm setting up shop. I'm literally setting up shop for all of this new stuff that's going to happen and stuff that's going to go down in my life. So I'm entering a new cycle here. And these 3 little stages we have, they're called, like, this is the one we call like a seeding cycle. This one would be called something like a growth cycle, right? And then we have here a maturity cycle. So let's just take Farmer Joe for a second. And we're like, so what do you do? Like, you know, in the first little days, like, well, I got to cut the crap out. I got to start brand new and level everything out. And I got a vision. I can see it. You got to see the harvest before you ever plant the thing, right? Like you can't just look at a seed and be like, where's my damn apples, right? You got to do stuff. It's the farmer talking, right? So he's gonna be like, you gotta figure this out. So you gotta really clear the path. You gotta really take out and actually it really starts before the sunrise because that's when you gotta clear everything out. So the farmer's out there thinking, you know, we're gonna have a farm here and all this old stuff and this dead things is not gonna work. Let's get it all out and let's conclude. It's done. It's past its time now. Then we get into this place where it's like, okay, there's a clearing. We need to see this vision before it exists. We have to see it in order to believe it. We have to, you know, like actually like have it in our minds that this is going to be a very profitable place. And that's what 1 stands for, vision, like clarity, new direction. Man, I'm going to do this and this and this. I can see it all now. And then what ends up happening is this value of partnership comes in. So we're looking at this next thing saying, okay, let's make a partnership. Take this seed and squish it into the ground. Let's plant our seeds. Let's go out there and let's make things happen. Let's go out there and make stuff like go down and for us, let's do this. And so, you know, we're making a relationship between the earth or the idea, the vision, and the actual practical idea of actually getting something happening. Okay. And when we do this, we're in a state, and this is probably better to look at this in 2018. We're in a state here of like finding your new partners. finding the people for your business, making connections. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to learn what's going on and how to do this and everything. All that stuff shows up in here. I found my life partner, and we build our life together in this year. So then in this year, we're planting seeds, we're creating relationships, we're absolutely starting what we need to be starting. This is a seeding phase, a seeding period, right? Then comes in the number 3, where we're at right now. And this is the watering phase. This is the phase where you are going to see, you planted the seeds, you're watering everything, and then you see that these tiny little sprouts, and you're like, oh, so cute, little tiny baby entrepreneur. Hey, look at your tiny little baby brand. Hey, look at your cool little performance you're doing there. This 3 wants to show up as this budding little piece of love. The 3, right? We remember this conversation. This is kind of a similar conversation. We're talking about life path. But it's funny now how we're looking at it as a state of time as opposed to of a presence of being. So we're looking inside this 3, and we're like, okay, this is the year we're at right now. Go dancing, go bowling, go singing, go partying, go doing what you got to do, and post about it on your business page. And you're like, what? Like, yeah, trust me, people are going to fall in love with your story. They're going to fall in love with who you are, the authentic you. They're going to like what you bring, the joy, the love. In 2019, people want to see you having fun. They don't want to see this big, huge, serious thing. They want to see you actually enjoying what you do. Like, there's a really powerful feeling in that really helps people to move forward. So find the love, find the joy, find the love and joy in things. And that will, and you've got like 6 months left. Like, really, this is what we're looking at inside of this chart. Now that I'm fully in here, I'm like, well, this is my birthday month. No big deal. 35, I know, right? The reality is that I'm looking at a brand new phase in my life, and I'm also ready to absolutely crush it. I'm ready to do this. That's why I needed a safe audience to unleash this, because this isn't the Bobby you guys usually see on a Go Live. This isn't the one you see on a show. This is all of our love that's combined, that is shining on me, that I get a chance to perform for my audience and have that performance there. So I'd like to think that I'm living true to my numbers. So we have this 3 stage hour here, this three little parts of our growth curve in our farm. And great, cool. So we got little tiny little buddings, and there's small little things showing up. Let's see what happens. Let's water them. Let's make sure they're all sprouting. And these little sprouts, as soon as they hit their little solar powered leaves, they get their sun fill, right? And that's what leaves do. They're collecting sunlight and energy. They start to grow roots. This is where the growth happens. This is where the growth happens, guys. Like, this is the massive levels of work. So I want to prepare everybody for the next 3 years. Get ready. This is a very different stage than starting something new. And I got to find my team, and I'm going to, perform for them or go and build my brand and build my content and build my library and all that stuff next year. And some of you are going to experience this because you're probably already here, or were here last year, or your own numbers are completely different. You're going to see it as a value of let's go deep and let me grab my stability, my structure, my foundation. Remember the 4, guys, the practical, the logical, that I have to connect my roots. I got to dig deep. That's why 4s are so freaking stubborn, because they're grounded and they're not going to be pushed over. And they're like, nope, I know where I stand. And the 5s are like, well, I don't know where I stand, because the 5 is like, woo, and it wants to just go and grow. When we look at a 4, you're like, all right, cool. So this is where you do the hard work. The farmer comes back. It's like, see, now there's going to be weird things happening. Like, there's going to be other stuff going on, and you got to make sure that the rabbits don't get in. Those little, guys go and start to eat things up, and we got to make sure the soil is nutritious and it's getting watered, and we're doing stuff on the underground. Like, we're building our network right now, and it's the disciplines that's happening underneath the ground that grows us strong. This is like that Avatar movie back in the day when they were like, the roots know each other of the tree, and like you can feel the other tree. It's because there's an interconnected network of what happens when you use discipline to take over anxiety and the unknown. Hey, I've been down this road before. Drop and give me 10 burpees. Go ahead and give me 10 minutes around the block. Go and run. The first time I wanted to throw up, but now that I'm getting used to it, I'm like, I could do this. This is fine. I've done this already. I know how bad this is. It's not even that bad anymore because I know what I'm doing now. And that's where the 4 comes in, like a drill, like a whistle, like a coach, like someone who's like, let's go. And their personal trainer comes to keep things orderly, structured, and balanced and ready to rock. So when we see this inside of this year, your leaders out there, because everyone's hitting 6A this year, right? Of course. Everyone's hitting big ranks in their businesses this year and next year. So when you decide to step into your leadership, you may have wished that you had a lot of fun last year, because this year, because next year is going to be all about, okay, who's ready to hit 6A? Who wants to build their business? Who's ready to do this? Look what we've done. Look what you're about to do next. What do you think? Like, to think that this is when Gaz started and look where it's come in 4 years. Like, can you imagine what's going to happen in the next 4? Like, just think about that for a second. Like, this is going to change entirely again. And so what we're looking at is a vibration for you here to help your key influential leaders and people get to a place that, you know, now they're going to be able to grow based on skill and discipline. So I've got some notes here. I just want to say you and I are the same. Cheryl, it's awesome. Super deep. Great. Awesome. Cool. We did it. Haha. Yes. So I need to take out formally read it. Yeah, do that. Boom. Done. So it is. Whoop. Just a sec. 3. Sweet. Bobby, hey, your number's in the wrong year. Yeah, I know, right? That was totally awkward. But anyway, I think I figured it out. But at the same time, yes, halfway through the year, you're going to be a little bit muddled. Okay, so absolutely, so super cool. So Suzanne says, when you have a birth date that's 11 plus 7 plus 3 is 31, how do you convert that? So what would we look at, right? Let's just do this as an example. So we've got a birthday here, and in case you guys are like, man, I need to know how to figure this out. I want to follow along. So we've got the 11th month. We have the 17th day and the 3 year, right? So you're in a light at 31, so that's 4. So when you take 4, you add 3, so you're in a year 7. Okay, so 2019 will be a 7 year for Suzanne, okay? And then from there, you can just count it out. And if anybody wants to challenge my math, I appreciate you. It's funny, I'm a numerologist and I'm not good at math. Anyway, personal year for 2019 is a 9 in your report. Cool. So let's do that. That's easy. That makes it a lot easier for Bobby. You know what I mean? So we're going to do that. We're going to fill in your chart, and then we'll take a look and see what yours also looked like. And then what about Dawn? Is Dawn going to speak up for us as well? Let's see. And then Craig. So we have Craig here, 4. So we add it again. So
Bobby, I think mine's a 3 if I calculated it correctly.
Okay, who's that? Dawn?
Dawn, yeah.
Okay, cool. What is it?
8, 28, and then the 3.
8, 28, and 3. So 3. Good. Yeah. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense. And then that means that the 7 is actually a 4 because that was the current year. So we're looking at 11, 17, and 4. And 3, which is 4. Yeah. Guys, this is why I can't do this while I'm, in a group session, because this is the part that really makes us think and actually makes me have to count. So I appreciate your guys' patience. Obviously, it's super cool, right? Everyone's getting like massive levels of value. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and we're going to just make sure that I write this out. That way we can keep going. And you guys can get a nice little perspective of what's going on here. So when we're, and this is the combination. This is the play. Where are you in comparison to where the rest of the planet is? So when we get a chance to see that, you guys are looking at a very interesting way of looking at your birthdays now. And to know, well, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm going and this is what I have to pay attention to can be everything inside of business, life, buying a house, getting married, having kids. Like, can you imagine? Like, oh, I'm going to find the love of my life. Here we go. Let's build a relationship. Oh, here we go. Here, let's have my son. Oh, here we go. Let's build our new house. Oh, here we go. Let's spend the year traveling. Oh, here we go. Let's just laugh. Here we go. Let's go on a spiritual quest. Here, let's just laugh again. Well, that was fun. Okay, let's go write books and do events and have all this crazy stuff. I'm like, oh my God, that's my life. And here I am starting a brand new 9-year cycle. So I mean, like, guys, this is pretty cool. You get a chance to map out the direction that you want your own personal chart to grow into. And this is why I'm so super excited to do this. I listened to the replay, internet cuts out. Sorry, Kathleen. Oh man, mine is a count up from 22 to 30. Okay, what is a 4? Let me know. At the end of the month, Craig, my life path 5. So would it be in 8 for 2019 for me? So McEnany, it's your birth month and your birthday. So you checked it, right? So it was basically like your, if you're 2019, McEnany, I would imagine it should be somewhere, your life path was 5, right? So your personal year, you could even just check inside of there and let me know. Am I frozen? Francesca, I'm not sure. I have to catch the replay. Thanks, got to get back to work. We're going to go for another hour and 10 minutes, okay? So, Dawn, yours is a 3, cool. And it's on your report, Dawn, but you got it. 8 for me, I think. Okay, Craig, let's just make sure, 2019. As of your birthday, let's take a look. Craig, what's your birthday? We're going to go month and day. And you know what? I'll just quickly find it myself. Like, why not? So, okay, 12 and 2, right? So we're looking at here 12 and 2 and then 3. So your current year right now is in an 8 as of your birthday. So where are you? Right here. So what we'll do is we'll do it like this, and then we'll just quickly shimmy this up. And yeah, so interesting. It's fine. Guys, we're cool. I just basically wanted to make sure I had people's numbers. Okay. So Macanite is a 9. Cool. Yeah. And if you need to consult it, you can. But remember the equation: month plus day plus your 2019, which is 3. That's your current year. And wherever you are at, it's basically plus the current year that you're at right now. So it's nice to know that, okay? It's nice to understand. Month plus birthday plus 3. Next year, it'll be plus 4. Next year, it'll be plus 5. And even the way I was taught was plus 3, plus 1, because this person wanted to say, hey, well, as of your birthday, you actually move into the next year. I'm not going to get complicated. Okay, let's stick with your report. But there are different ways to consider your numbers. Some people even consider your birthday the day that your parents did the bounce go out. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, you got kind of like 2 birthdays. And to think that that's even a cool thing. So round 2, what happens inside of this round? Let's grow. Let's go and let's get bigger and let's, put our roots down and let's go and let's reach for the sky. And then 5 is like, I'm out of here. Now that I got my roots settled, I'm gone. I'm going to go and meet God. And I'm like, man, that's a super ambitious, piece of the planet. These trees want to go back to the sky, and they're just like so hopeful. And like, they just want to go back to the sun. It's like this never-ending love story between, the nature and the sun. And this feeling is like these plants grow up. As soon as they hit their roots, they grow taller. And that's why you look at, what's his name, Jang and Julian, and you meet them in real life, and you're like, ah! And because they're super tall, I'm like, that's because they make a lot of money. Trust me, they get a lot taller. And it was just crazy how we do that. And then you meet me, and I'm like, I feel tall. The analogy doesn't work with me. All right. But anyway, we're going to be moving higher in life as you grow. As you grow, you get higher in life, and you're also going to be moving through a shift. The trouble with things like this, people die, people lose money, people break up, people get divorced. Okay. People get in fights. We get in trouble with the law. This is a fight. This is a really challenging year. Things change. And if you've been building your business right, you're going to expect that there are going to be some branches that break and fall off. There's going to be some that the coyotes get. The Bitcoin guys get. You know what I mean? There's going to be people that don't want to do the business anymore, and they want to go switch to a new thing. Or maybe they're going to be like, you know what, Don, I don't need you anymore. I'm going to go build my own business. And if you didn't prepare for this, that would have been so challenging. That would have been really like, it would have been a backstab. It would have been a betrayal. It would have been like a falling out of a friendship, excommunicating friends, or I don't need this anymore. I'm going to go build my own thing. But I'll tell you who got it right. The guys like Gaz, they spawned what was it? Ace. They also spawned Digital Genius Lab. Okay, they spawned the CEO movement. They also spawned Allied Forces. Am I forgetting anyone who also lives in a house that's from Gaz but no longer in Gaz? Like, think about it, guys. Like they figured it out. They figured out that we're going to create leaders, and this organization isn't big enough for 1 or 2 egos. Because even the 2 boys in there, they've got to move. They've got to absolutely continue to grow. So you think they're sad that a bunch of them broke off and decided to run their own thing? They're like, no way. That's what they were trained to do. That's what Balazs trains people to do at this high level, to think bigger, to think of your organization, to take the reins and do your thing and step out of the shadows. That's where this fight for your freedom begins. So I'm not saying you all need to leave Gaz and AI or whatever, but you can absolutely continue to build your business within it. I'll tell you something for me. I'll be GPM for life. And after that, I'm going to be following Balazs' mentorship because he's my direct sponsor. And I absolutely want to make sure that that's the situation I'm going to go through, right? We want to make sure that where are you going to build your organization. The next value that shows up, this is where family is created. This is where stabilizing forces come. This is where things like marriage and children, or I build legacy, or I build family, or now the plant that has grown now turns into a tree. There's shade here. You can hang a tire swing here. There's a value here to exactly like put a picnic basket under, right? That understanding that you have inside of that zone is to think that, hey, this tree stands on its own. If you go out there into some poor farmer's farm when they're first starting their business, and you just stomp on all their people and you take them out and you're like, no, you need to get into Bitcoin, you need to get into M-Works, you get Ice Jack, you get this, that, and you're like, oh, this is my business. And like, or your parents are like, what are you doing? Get the hell out of this business. And they just pluck out your dream. Do you think they're going to be doing that when you're a tree? Do you think that they're going to be doing that when you're like, you know, in a really big zone in your life, to think that, oh my God, I am like, do you think like if someone's like, hey, Blush, water machines are a scam, they're gonna, he's gonna be like, cool story, bro, gotta go. And like, he's not even gonna respond to it because it doesn't make sense to him anymore. He's like surpassed this bulletproof zone. He's invincible. So this feeling is that, okay, when you get to the certain level in your chart, you know you've got stability. This is where really long-term stability that lasts for generations. As you sit under this tree and you're enjoying the picnic with your family and you're like, you know what? One time, this was only a piece of dirt and we were just like fighting with the ground. Like we wanted to put the seeds in there. Now look what you got, son. Look what you got in front of you. Like there's a legacy here. Like you will go and build your own one day. Like this is where the maturity comes in. And you're sitting there telling your son a story, and then you look in the sky and you look inside of your tree and you see this flower. And this is where the quietness comes. Like this is like Eckhart Tolle. You need to see this if you don't know what I'm talking about. He talks about like how this world was all about vegetation, and then suddenly the first flower decided to bloom, and it must have been the leaves must have been like, whoa, who the hell are you? And it's like, I'm special, no big deal. And this big blossom comes, and it just basically changes the whole game. Imagine the first flower, the first time consciousness is when I'm going to express myself. I need something to set myself apart from all the other plants around here. I need to see new plants. I need to go and change. I'm going to go and do something. That first blossom was like right there. So when you see it in your tree and you pull it down and you're in awe, that's a moment for you to pause. That's a moment for you to pause. And that feeling is in there. A thing that says, oh my gosh, I have to take this moment and be present. I have to take this moment and be like so like calm with my energy to watch what I have done. And this is a year where it gets very quiet and you get very reserved, because you know what happens when you're cooking a meal, and this is it. You're going to the store, chopping up your ingredients, turning on the stove, then you're cooking it, you're adding stuff, then the flavor comes in, the ingredients start to loosen, you know, and then suddenly the aromas are there and you're like, oh, this is sweet. Then what do? Turn the heat on low and you let that thing simmer. And you don't do anything. You know what Balazs did when he was here? He traveled the world and he made the most money he ever did because he set it up right. Otherwise, you're trying to start a business and you're like, why is this working? I should be doing this thing. This business should be working. And you're like, it's like 2 a.m. and like you're trying to like play techno music. Like, can you please like calm that down? Like the party's not for another 8 hours. And you're like, but I'm here now. Like, can I do my business now? Like, let's open up for shop. And nobody's there because your name doesn't say anything. And it's a quiet time of the world. Okay. So you have to really understand that this is a time for reflection. It's a time for intuition. It's a time for pause. Farmers, God dang it, I'm tired. I've been taking care of this whole thing. Now finally the tree stands on its own. I got the flower. The flower means I get to rest. And the 7th day, the Lord rested. So there's this feeling of this thing that says, okay, let's just relax for a bit now. Because what happens after you rest? You're going to give this time something, and you rest, you go into a deep sleep, and you fall, right? And then you go and you're sitting in this meditation with this flower. You're underneath your tree. And it's just you and your garden. You're like, I did good. Oh, I can rest. Suddenly, boop, and you're like, and you wake up again, and you're like, boop, boop, and you're like, what? Oh my God. What? It's raining apples. It's raining apples. I got my apples. And you're going for the harvest of a lifetime. You pull out your basket, and you're like, guys, everybody's eating. Everybody's eating. Look, we got gas. We got this GPM 2.0 thing coming out. It's cool. It's crazy. It's gonna be fine. And we're gonna be having a great time. It's Balazs. Back before Team Phoenix became Gaz and all this stuff. And it's like, it's going to be real. It's going to be awesome. You're going to the next generation. Trust me. Believe me, it's going to happen. And we're all like, we're waiting, bro. We're going to do this. It's like, yeah, just pay $5,000 to be part of AWOL. And we're like, yeah, I'll wait for the training. It's all good. Like, this is back in the day where nobody knew what they were doing. Like, trust me, Cam knows what he's doing. And Cam's like, well, here, let's get Ray Kakuta. Let's get Matt Jang and all these guys to show up. And let's do this thing. And let's get this thing all started. Cam and Kiala. And they basically like spawned this whole generation, and this is where they were. Could you be the next Kiala and Cam? Could you be the next, Balazs and Bobby? I'm just to say I'm on that level. Okay, just relax. It's my webinar. I say what I want. So you can imagine, where are you going to be in the next generation of your business, of your life, of your family, of your work, of the thing you do, the books you write, all the stuff that comes into fruition. This is the magnetic year. And you know what the really shitty, super sad, awful part is that some of us are going to go out there with tears in our eyes, Some of us aren't even going to go out there. Some of us are going to just throw the thing away and just end up, let's say, I don't know, BFP, maybe like going through a drug addiction and maybe just disassociating from the whole planet. And like feeling is like, I don't even care about anyone. And because we didn't do it right and we messed it up. But, and you know, we're like, oh, I better go out there and harvest my shit batch. And like all of them got worms in them. They're all moldy. It doesn't taste good. And like you're fighting the crow for like a crappy one, and you look over and the next person's like, oh, I just hit $100,000 in like 10 seconds and like hit 6A in a month. And I'm like, I've been doing this for like 4 years. What the hell's wrong with you, man? How come you can do it and I can't? And I'll look at this and I'm like, oh, cool. Numerology. Hey, this looks like a pretty solid apple. I bet you this thing has some pretty good seeds in it. And then I take a bite. I'm like, ah! And this whole new thing spawns. And I'm like, that's it. Get clean, come clean. Tell people I don't need this anymore. I'm going to do this and get my life together. And that seed of opportunity, I'm like, oh God, at least I got a crop. At least I got a crop for next season. I've learned. I've paid my dues. I'm going to do this. I promise God. I'm not going to live. I'm not going to keep getting fired in my life anymore. I'm going to be good in life. I ate my little apple slices. And I planted my seeds for next round. And this is where we're at now, guys. This is basically what's happening inside of my life. Like, it's a beautiful experience. But what happens then? You're like, okay, I'm good. I'm done. I got my harvest, whether it was good or bad, whether it was powerful or not. I got it. And basically, I'm ready to clean up shop. And the farmer comes back out 10 years old and being like, I'm tired of this. Get my son out here. He'll tell you what to do. And it's like, hey, clean all this stuff up. We're going to do this new thing. We got technology now. You don't got to break your back. We got a system you can use. You guys are going to have training. We're going to teach you guys what to do. And welcome to the future, guys. Like, oh, I feel the shivers. This is a really cool message. I'm so super blessed to be able to share this with you guys. So this is just super brilliant. Absolutely powerful stuff. I know we got some questions. Let's make sure that we get through this and we understand this first, okay? So seeding years. Start brand new things. Find the people you're working with, water the shit out of that thing, okay? And absolutely love it. Like, talk to your plants. Hey there, how you doing? So sweet, how are you? And help people go into the next place in your life. Okay, great, I've led you. You see it, now you're strong. Cool, you're not gonna just get ripped out all of a sudden. All right, let's get to work. Drop it, give me 20. You're like, oh, you were so nice to me before, but I remember that. And now I'm gonna be there for you because you were there for me in a time where I needed you. So yes, absolutely, let's work hard. Let's do this, let's go for the championship because we got a fight coming. And once we become fighters, we become kings and queens. And once we become kings and queens, we get a chance to just calm down and relax and let everyone else build our business for us. And you're like, oh man, 682-3. And there you go. Now you guys get a chance to go and do bigger things. Gaz, Anagic, your business, your affiliate, online, whatever it is, I promise you something. If you don't build something around you, I don't care what business you own or what business you hold, it's not going to work. You are the business. You are the brand. That's why you guys have letters. That's why you guys have names. That's exactly why this stuff happens, is because I want to make sure that you guys are going through this. So it's crazy because I was even thinking about this. I'm like, well, I'm going to post a replay. So other people are going to get a chance to see this, but they're not going to get a chance to get the exclusive pricing. They have to work with me first. I'm also not going to have this conversation with someone before I read their chart, because then we get a chance to look into this and get a chance to see this. So I want to make sure that I got this. I absolutely want to make sure that I got this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this, and we're going to do this as a real live example. Now, I know you guys are going to have questions. Don, I'm the same as the earth. Good or not so good? Oh, so good. It's a powerful combination to be in, like, connection to the planet, okay? So just, as we know, this is really not going to apply to you because, actually, I guess it does. To know that you're in sync, to know, and I'm not talking about my favorite boy band. I'm talking about the reality that you know that you're absolutely going to be where you need to be in the right zone. I remember talking to Dawn. I'm like, Mom and Joe, you got a dragon. She's a dragon. And you need to know. I mean, you obviously know that. She came out of you. You're like, trust me, she's been a dragon her whole life. And we know that there's power inside of this woman. And I got a chance to be the one to be like, and like shining up. And she's like, I feel so shiny in you. I feel so clean. I feel so good. Thank you, Bobby. And I was like, this is great because now suddenly I get a chance to introduce her to her real self. And you get a chance to be back on the game and be like, am I late? No, you're perfectly on time. Well, then why don't I have it? Well, you had to deal with some stuff first. But at least you're not dealing like some of us. Everyone's starting brand new, and some of us are just completing cycles. I like to think that in my year of manifestation, I was supposed to be collecting the brand new, all the new entrepreneurs. This was my harvest to enjoy a cycle in the planet, positive silver lining. On the negative side, it's like, well, I want to have success in my life. Why does everyone else get to start and I'm left behind? How come I'm so late? No, you're early. You're early because you get a chance to see it first before you experience it. The whole world is your oyster. And then you're like, okay, I got this. Cool. And now I can go and I can come in and I can do my game. So are you late or are you early? Is the glass half empty or is the glass half full? I'm like, drink it. I'm thirsty. Good time to have some water. Anybody have any questions? I want to unmute and like help me out for 10 seconds while I take a sip of water.
I have some questions I put in the chat. I'm kind of lost.
Cool. Yeah, that's because we absolutely need to go through this. What month were you born in?
November.
Okay. And then what day were you born?
10th.
Sweet glasses, by the way. You look so cool. Like, I love those.
Oh.
Yeah, they look like somewhere from a movie. And then and then you're in a 3-year. So we're gonna go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. Steph is here in 2019. Is a year of a 6. Okay. So this is how I did it. I took 11. I took the 10th, and I took the and then I took the 3-year. So this is basically where you are. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. And this is cyclical numerology. And honestly, guys, I'm not expecting you guys to like figure this out by yourselves. This is not for you to learn how to do this on your own. I would be very skeptical of that. This is not that conversation. What we're doing here is just showing you what's next, because you guys need to, I mean, like, take it from Sandra. She's like, you need to see Bobby for like 6 to 12 months. And Mama Joe saw me, it was almost a year later. And if anyone else has worked with me more than once, you kind of know, you understand, whether you're watching this live or not, you kind of understand here that your name was only the beginning. And after that, it's like, I got like 6 hours worth of stuff I teach people before I'm like, okay, come and see me in the next year. And I get it, that's expensive. So that's why I offer people to just pay for it later. Like, come on. And even Angelique is saying here, it's even more powerful and more amazing because we know each other, we're comfortable, and you're not awkwardly holding on to your stuff being like, oh, he's gonna talk to me and I'm gonna have to deal with it and always gonna know me better than I know myself. Now it's like, hey, it's cool as Bobby, he knows me so good, you know, he's the only one who gets me. And like, we get a chance to actually go into this as friends because you've been on my lives, you've seen there, you did stuff for me. I thank you profusely. I pray for you guys. Like, oh my God. Like, I swear to God, you guys mean the world to me. It's because of you guys that I'm actually here. So I give thanks to that every single day. So in case you're like, getting all these like soul kisses. Yeah, that's me. That's basically me being like, thank you for helping me get diapers for my kid, and like for helping me buy my car, and for helping me do the things that I do, because without you guys I'd have nothing. I'd just be this weird looking guy who just keeps on talking. I'm like, I actually have been that my whole life. Now it's just that people pay attention. I wonder what the new name did for me. So I'd love to go in for this, people. I really like to go and talk about this and answer any kind of weird looking questions, anything that's going on inside of our lives. So Macanani, if you want to unmute yourself, I'd love to have this conversation with you. And just to like, first things first, get any kind of like comments, thoughts, revelations, any sort of big ideas or any burning questions.
I think they had to leave. I saw her say they had to go.
Okay, cool. So, and then she can be like, no, because she's completing things. This is why I wanted to talk about her chart. And we can maybe get into this when we talk about Craig, if the numbers are exactly where it's supposed to be. But as a completing cycle, she's ending a lot of things right now. She's putting to rest a lot of stuff. People are like, oh, but I already started my business. Yeah, so what? That doesn't matter. What matters is you got this business and you're about to put it on the shelf of your life. And you're like, oh God, I don't have no space on my shelf because I'm holding on to all the habits and the thoughts and the values and the crap that I've been using for the last like 9 years and everything that's defined me. And I need to throw something away because I can't. So here, Bobby, hold my business for a second. I'm like, sure, no worries. Here's your new name. And we're clearing this. You don't need this anymore. This was something old. You're going to, and we create new shelf space for you, or we give you a name with more shelf space. Boom. Oh my God, it looks so great. I'm here now. And this is where she's setting up. Now that she's got it on her shelf, she's ready for her next round. But this can be really challenging. So if you're in a 9-year, my advice for you would be to sell everything. Sell it. Sell it all. Get rid of it. Get it out. Go buy. I don't need this anymore. Sell it, donate it, recycle it, burn it, and spiritual ritual. Whatever you need to do, gift it out. Get it out. Sell the car. Sell the house. Sell the boyfriend. Whatever you got to do, get it away from you and move into a new direction, because you're not going to start anything new in this year that's going to be successful in this year. It doesn't mean that whatever you start in this year is doomed. It just means that this is not the year to do it. So in case everyone's trying to make it happen and you're like, well, what do I do in the meantime? I want to be successful now. Go and share your story. Let go of the stories that you've been telling yourself, and like go and give it to the universe. Once you put it out there, it sticks, and you're done, and that's it. And it's out there, and you release it instead of holding a jar of preserves. Open the thing up and spread it on your toast. If it doesn't taste good, throw it away. You don't have it anymore. Oh my God, but I was hungry. I know, we're all hungry, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to get a new can of toast. There's going to be a can of toast. Doesn't mean you're not going to get a new can of toast. You guys get I can screw up my analogies and you guys still get them. But the reality here is that we need to know that you're not going to be holding on to this stuff. Otherwise, the same mistakes are going to repeat themselves. So as a very difficult year for me, I know that I had to complete stuff. And it was funny how I had my partner there to support me. I had people there to actually, like my lovely lady was in my life. And here I am, like, having like this transition into saying I'm no longer that guy anymore. Now I'm a guy who's addicted to kids. I'm addicted to family. I want to build family for others. And I don't want to just, live that life anymore. I absolutely want to, go to the next level. And so I let it go, starting new things, finding your new partners. And so Dawn, or McInerney, sorry, we're going to have to cut on you. But what about Dawn? Are you here with us?
Yep. Here.
So Dawn, you're in a synchronicity with the planets. These are like interesting spiritual conversations, and I remember we had them. And we had this spiritual conversation earlier. Oh, man. We had this spiritual conversation earlier about us, like about how powerful you are and how much of an old soul and old spirit. And like, maybe, is it okay if we just quickly pop your chart on the screen? Are you going to be weird about that? This is Dawn Huckabee, right?
All good.
So let's just go back in there and let's talk about this. You were just a couple days ago. So I think you should be somewhere around here. If you see it before I do, here we go. So Dawn, right?
Yep.
So we saw some pretty powerful stuff in this chart. We saw some seriously powerful stuff. There was a hidden destiny that matched her life path. We also saw really powerful numbers that showed up in balance to begin with. And this thing that was bringing her along, but wouldn't complete until she was married. And then we take a look at the name she did hold through life, and it was balanced. I was like, this isn't just this is kind of like the Prince and the Pauper, like the real royalty is hiding inside of the crowd, and we don't know where it is. And she's like, yeah, Dawn Huckabee, story of my life, right? Like, I know I'm so super great, obviously. Why can't I get it together? Like, what's the deal here? And I'm like, well, because your name doesn't say anything. It just gets mad at you. Like, you just get mad, you're frustrated with yourself. And you're like, oh my God, you know me. And I'm like, I know, right? And this is where this thing starts to show up. I'm like, this isn't this isn't all these sixes and awesome eights and, these powerful, even looking numbers. They're challenging pieces that end up, like hurting us, right? And they don't let us go to the next level. So as soon as we put this thing together and we're like, let's just respell Ray. And she goes, Dawn Ray Huckabee, right? And we had to get creative. But what happened here? We brought you back. We brought back the old Dawn Caldwell, like boom, right? And you're like, yeah, but I feel so, sexy and new because I've got a new name and I'm powerful now and I can actually do this. And my name speaks of when I was a baby. It speaks of the quiet times and the more of the connected that I am. And then it also speaks to the power of connection that I have in my life path. Like she steps into her true form. And this is interesting because we're like, okay, so what are we going to do here, right? We're going to go back and we're going to see, where was it? Did I lose myself too far? Let's just find it. It's somewhere around here. And we'll go back to our conversation. There we go. So the feeling here is that you're in connection to the planet. You're in the same vibe as the Earth. We're going to delete these so that we can sort of like move on. And let's just do it this way. So now we're looking at Dawn's numbers and we're looking at this thing saying, look, I absolutely am connected and grown into the planet. So you don't really have to worry about the schedule you're on. You're not working into a defeat of a different number that has to have suddenly now a conversation around it. You get a chance to actually absorb into the planet, which means that you were here to do something. Your ears are to the street. You're absolutely connected to the heartbeat of the earth. You're in rhythm. And this is going to find itself, and we look at your chart again, life path 6, and like there's a balance and a harmony that says like Mother Earth. And if you got a mama by the name of Mama Joe by any chance, like you're obviously going to be spawned from this level of energy. To think that, yeah, she's giving out conscious kids. Like this woman knows what's up. You guys ever meet Tyler? Like this guy runs the technical backside of the business. And it's interesting that this is the type of woman she is to inspire people like this on this planet. So it was a good day when you were born. And this is a very valuable feeling to think that this is what we're dealing with inside of here. And I remember that feeling so passionate. So it was a powerful day. We all got a chance to meet up together and do the session for you for the first time. And me and Mama Joe had a really great time. So it was just a super powerful set. I was just nuts. But to think, yeah, it was. But to think that you were in an alignment to the planet this whole time, oh, it's got to be one of the biggest reliefs that, okay, I don't have to really worry about this. You still have to know when to plant, when to seed, when to do all this stuff and all this stuff, but we're not dealing with the time zone saying one thing and you being in another time zone. So sorry, anybody who's in Australia right now, but it's like, 8 o'clock on Thursday evening, and you're like, what are you talking about, mate? It's like Friday afternoon out there. And we're like, yeah, I know. We're in a different time zone from the planet. And so here we go. We're going to take a look at Craig's and see what does it look like when you're in a different zone of your planet. Now, this one's an interesting conversation to have here because we're going to just for the sake of things, because Dawn is the earth and we see it, it's absolutely right there. We're just going to use it and we're going to see what's here. So Craig, can we confirm that this is actually your chart? I'm just going to double check and see, and we're going to use the calculator here. What month were you born in, my bro? Are you still with us? Yep, think so. Can we confirm? What month were you born? December 2nd. So we're going to December 2nd and then life number 3. He's in a life path 8. If you guys haven't worked with Craig yet, I'm just going to take a really quick little deviation here. Craig and I have combined forces to offer a package of courses for people. And because you guys are already clients of mine, it's basically you're going to be working with me again and you're going to have this conversation. But the upgrade to this is that you'll also get a couple of Craig sessions in there as well. There will also be a few guided meditation group sessions like this. We haven't set any dates yet because we need to have interest in maybe about 15 to 20 people, I would imagine, that need to go through this program. So basically what you'll get is if you haven't worked with me, you'll get your first session with Bobby, and then you'll get this session. There'll be like 2 of them. And then, you'll get your first session with Craig. Oh my God, I never knew another dude could make me feel this good. And then you get basically another conversation with him again. So you get 2 sessions with this guy, okay? And you get 2 sessions with me, and then there'll be a group in and out, okay? So there's a very valuable connection about clearing up your space, upgrading it, dealing with the stuff that you've been going through, upgrading it. And we're basically leapfrogging you. Hey, you're kind of nervous. Icebreaker with Bobby. Here, I have my name. Okay, Craig, let him go. Take him. Craig, okay, now you're going to shine them up on that side. Hey, they grow even bigger. Okay, Bobby, now take, okay, here's what you do with your cycles. Oh my God, I got even bigger, and you're superhuman. Okay, aligned life alliance. So this is, and it's interesting because I'm like, I wanted to work with him, right? And like I needed to. I just knew one day we were going to do stuff. And this quantifies it for me because I'm a businessman and I want to be around the people who are going to be doing crazy levels of business and crazy levels of harvesting and absolutely growing into their way. This guy absolutely has broken free, and now he's a professional coach. He's a professional certified quantum healer. Like this guy literally traveled across the world to get tutelage underneath some powerful sages and absolutely learn something that can't even be properly put together in a single few minutes. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know that there is an opportunity to work with us. You just let us know. I want the Craig and Bobby special. Let me know how I get in on that, and we'll absolutely set you guys up for that for sure. But we need a group. So you got to tell your friends. We got to figure some stuff out. But that's on a side note. The reality is that this guy here is in a manifestation year. He's also in his own performance year. So we'd like to think that what you do with Craig this year will make you money because he is in a money-making year, and this is a magnet. So when you talk to people, and I will guarantee you the people who have come to me after they've seen him, they're like, oh my God, Craig's amazing. It was so cool. And I'm like, see, I knew it. I called it. And he was the one who called it on me. He's like, you're not just reading numbers, bro. And I'm like, relax. He's like, no, you're doing some spiritual healing work here, man. This is like big level stuff. You're holding the energy, like just relax, you're safe. I'm like, oh my God, Craig's calling me a sage. And this is the reality that I'm dealing with, that this is where he's at. Who's unmuted? Do you want to say something, or is that Stephanie by accident?
Oh, sorry. I thought I had myself muted, and I don't.
It's all good. Okay, cool. I'm muting you. Okay, cool. If you do need to unmute and make a comment, it's fine. But Craig is going through an interesting thing in his chart right now. So he's going to be concluding a 9-year cycle. He's like pulling a Bobby, the way that I did it with numerology. He picked up his craft, and he's ready to now conclude and let go of the old things in his life. And this is like, and it's like, sometimes they say, oh, it's just that one thing you need to hear, that one little piece of golden nugget you need to hear. That's that moment that we have in Craig's chart for this minute right now, is that next year is going to be the massive unloading of all of the things that are taking up space. Because, hey, you know what? He's putting clients on those shelves. He's putting people he's working with and successes on his belt that he no longer has space for stuff that's not working inside of the world. But guess what else is happening? He's out there to serve the planet, and the planet needs structure and stability and courses and people to take them through and mentorships and programs. He's like, bro, why wait? I'm going to bend time. I'm going to take the paper and do it like this and poke a hole in it. And I'm in the future now, and I can condense time like that. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You condense time and space. You're a wizard. Thank you for being in my life. Because he's already experiencing what it's like to look at his 2020 year. And he's going to be in there next year. He's going to be in the zone where he's letting go of a lot of stuff and the world wants to catch him. He's going to let go of a lot of things, and the planet is ready to build a structure, a stability. And it's kind of like when you walk back past the construction site or like a house. Sorry, Cheryl, I'm absolutely loving to have you here, and I appreciate you. Apple rain. It's raining apples, dude. And you're just dancing, like dancing around this, and it's good. He's got a smile on his face. There's a joy in his heart. There's a business, a thing that connected here, and he's blessed. This is a spiritual alignment. Okay, how do we learn what our BFP number is? That's your Bobby F. Perry heart. That was my number. So your Steph, this is yours. Okay, so you're in this mode right here. So when we're looking at, and we'll do yours in a second. I want to explain where you're at in your chart, how this affects you. This conversation we're having with Craig brings business and joy. Then it brings global service and structure. He's going to figure it out. He's going to standardize. There's going to be a booking site. You're going to be able to get with him. There's going to be a calendar. He needs to book it in. He's going to get too busy. He's not going to be able to do this on his own anymore. He's going to need structure because the team is going to grow, and this guy's going to be able to serve a lot of people. At the same time, he's healing himself. And when he throws away your garbage, he's going to pump the rest of the room with all of his garbage he's going to get rid of. And this is the really big thing that he's going to do because he's done it right. He's set up, and he was meant for this inside of his life to make it happen. Super blessed to be a part of your life, dude. This is going to be powerful. Can you imagine what's going to be next for us? Like, oh, like this is going to be like, look at this. What happened? I can't even remember where I was now, but we're not going to focus on that. There will be a time for new beginnings for you and a time for new things that are going to start. You'll be on my stages. We're going to be doing events together. There's going to be cool. You're going to write books. Like, you get this. You understand there's this, your new cycle is going to completely different generation of what the last one was like, because you found your tool, you found your gift, you found your thing. How about Suzanne? Suzanne, are you with us? Do you want to unmute and just say hi? Do you have any questions? I want to do this for you because your chart is up here. Are you still with us? Give you a chance to unmute. Should I check you and see if you're in here? I don't even know. Manage participants. If you are, hey, what's up? Big love, brother Bobby. My brother from another mother. What's up, buddy? Okay, so Suzanne, let's talk about you. Let's do this real quick, okay? So you are in, this is now the opposite side, right? We were talking about years that were like either far ahead or really late behind. This one's like just right there, just right there. You're in a 4. Are you? Can we double check? Just double check again. Give me your birth month and then give me your birthday. So give me your birth month and give me your birthday. If you are, hey Sue, what's up? I would love to do mine if there's a chance. Yes, there is a chance. Welcome. So cool to see you here. This woman's like a beam of sunshine. I think I'm getting a tan now just because this woman's here because her hair is so hot that it just makes me get warmer. Okay. So we're going to go 11, 17. Okay. So just to double check, 11, 17, and 3. So yes, you're in a 4 year right now. Structure, stability. Let's get to work. Let's keep it. Let's do this. And everyone's like, relax, just enjoy. And you're like, no, I just want to get, I'm serious. I'm ready to do this. I want to get stuff done. I'm going to get myself, I'm going to get my business stable. And you're in this mode of setting down the foundations of what you're doing. Great year to build your gas business because everyone's dancing around feeding a thirsty plant. And that feeling of us still in the seeding mode and you're already rooting, this means that you're slightly ahead of the curve. Guess what's going to happen next year? The world is going to be taking your path. You're here now, and the next year, the world is going to be where you were here. You're like, trust me, I know the way. Your roots are going to grow. This is how it works. I got you. And you're going to show up as a bit of an expansive and this new shift because the world wants to be in its state of like, well, we got to learn. And you're going to be passionate enough and ambitious enough to actually go get it happening. Then the world goes into its growth cycle, and you go into your stabilization cycle. So now the world is like, whoop, 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 and all these trees start blowing up, and you're like, nice, because you're watching your tree, and you're just like, this is so cool, my tree's the biggest, and you're like basically feeling this growth mechanism that stumbles across you. So having a 1 year gap, I'd like to think having any year gap has its positive and its negative. You just need to know what you're dealing with and when it shows up. Okay, so it's not like, you know, some people are just, oh my God, you have a 7 and a 1 year, you poor thing. It's like, no, it has its merit. It probably just also has its challenge. If you don't know, it's probably a challenge. If you know, it's probably a merit. You're probably gonna look at this and be like, sweet, cool, I'm good. And this is that feeling that we have inside of there. Okay, cool. So let's talk about 2019 here for Steph. So let's see. It was Christmas, and we were doing our ugly sweater party, and I met Steph for the first time. And I don't think you had an ugly sweater, which was like, or did you? I don't remember. My sweater was definitely not ugly. It was a Batman sweater, and I was like, so cool, because this is why I shop at Walmart. Anyway, so the reality, it was like pretending to be knit, but it was like, you know, really cool. So I was like, sweet, Walmart's got them, and I'm like, I love it. And so when she came into our house, okay, it was still 2018, I believe, and we had just had our son, and she's like, oh my God, your kids, and she's like, fall in love with them. She's going through a shift in her life. She's like, this numerology stuff is blowing her mind. And she's just like, well, I don't know. And like, I got to finish my school, don't I? I got to do this thing. And like, I seem like such a good plan, right? Like I got to educate myself. And now I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to change things. And I don't want to be in this thing anymore. And I want to move into a different place. And I'm fighting myself. And this feeling is to think, yo, you're making the right connections. You're finding the right people. Welcome to my home. She sat there with my children, people. Like, this is a really big deal. And that factor to factor in to think that she found the people that she was going to be able to be with the next year. I'm starting to regret blue because now it works against my color scheme. So what we're looking at is her being in a 6. Like, I can't tell when it's highlighted. We're looking at a 6 being, this is your year for building family and stabilizing. This is your tree that grew, your magic business, your community, your family. You found us. This is the thing that you can stand behind, that you can stand with, while everyone else is building their business. And here you are too, baby entrepreneur, but you're in a safe place. That speaks to a bit of a deeper section of you. Next year will be fun for Steph because this 4 and this 7 embody the spirit and the fight and like the builder and the farmer. Like the 4 is all about the practical work and the 7's all about the intuition. And one of the really big challenging things that Steph has is that she's got a really large number. She's life path 8. And that would make you a very powerful level of entrepreneur. But we also look inside of the chart, you're like, oh my God, you're about to experience your life path year in a year of massive shift and change in the planet. So your business is gearing up for the growth right now. And if you're like, what, 3 years? I'm like, yeah, what did you expect? 3 days? What did you expect? 3 months? What did you expect? 3 seasons? Like, what did you really expect? I expect 30 years for me that I'm like, I'm 35 now, 65. Yeah, about there. I'm going to be doing some pretty big epic stuff. I'm not done yet. I'm growing. I'm not worried about my magic business. I'm not worried about my own, whatever it is. And that's that reality. Craig's like, can you give us a simple breakdown of each cycle year number, Bobby, 1 to 9? No, I can't. I can't make anything simple. You know that. That's like the one thing I can't do. So basically, I'm going to complicate everything. But I will do my best to attempt. I will do my best to get it done for sure. And we'll come back full circle for this. So in this year, back to 2020, what you're preparing for, because this is the love. You're stabilizing here. You're going to be calm, and you're going to do the work. You're going to be calm and quiet, and you're going to do the work, and you're not going to complain. You're going to read the books. You're going to listen to the audios. You're going to write posts every day. You're going to get out there, do your content. You're going to get this stuff done, and you're going to take it so freaking seriously. This part here, it's a little emotional, and you may be going through that emotional feeling of, oh, I got to do for others, and I just got to make sure everything looks all good and continue my courses and this and that. And you got a split timeline between your education and your business. I like to think combine the two and make sure you're spiritual as well as dedicated. Because when you hit your power zone year, the first time it happens, you will also hit a growth year. Then you hit your letting go year, and the world wants to hug you as your family and say, it's okay, it's going to be all good. You're not doomed. You know, like, we're here with you, because you're going to be letting go, and you're like, wow, I've done it. I've made some money. I've created some business. I've done this thing. You know, I don't have to live underneath the acceptance I need from my parents anymore, or like the people tell me what to do, and I'm not going to live under their shadow anymore. I'm done with that story, and I've grown out of it, and I've gotten out of the woods. And like 2019, right? Bobby finds his number in 2014, or 20 around there, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Like, you're literally moving through the same path. To think that it's like, look, I'm going to change. I'm not going to be the same person I was anymore. And 1 year, I'm going to start to go through and make new things happen. Then the world goes into your profit year. So this is the year of your life, literally 2024. And then you go into a year where you're making new partnerships, you start new deals, you're making new stuff happen. It's a wonderful love story between you and the planet, guys. Let's tell it. Let's tell it. I know we had a fun time looking at this and helping you guys figure this part out. And like, you know, to know that you have a chart, you have a story, and look at that, guys. Like, this is the first half of my 2019. Like, this was up until somewhere in the spring, and like, and now I'm about to complete like another set of charts. Where are we? This feeling is like I've got I'm like, and it lasts about a quarter. Like, you know, like that many my clients inside of, you know, 3 months, and it's crazy to think that what we're gonna do with this is we're changing the world. We are absolutely changing the world here with all this information. I know this isn't the one we're supposed to be looking at, but I lost it. So we're going to go back. And what we're going to do is Craig, look what I found. Look what I found. Guys, I teach this in a course. $2,222. Oh my God, Bobby, in US. Yes, I know. It's a 4-day course. We literally go through all of this. This is a sneak peek at my notes from the last one that we did. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Download this. Make sure you know it. Because I go through detail over 4 years, or 4 years, 4 days. Anyway, we're talking about years here. So these are the numbers as they go and they coalesce inside of our 9-year chart, okay? New beginning, seeding year, budding year, roots grow here, growth grows here, stability grows here, reflection goes here, harvest time, reconciliation, conclusion, all right? We also have a value of the definition of numbers themselves, from the self, from the partner, from the creative, the foundation, the passion, stability, same thing, the reflection, the spiritual, the magnetic, and the selfless. So it's like, hey, new beginnings. Here I am. Here's seeding. Hey, cool. You look hot. Let's go and make babies. Hey, look, here's my son. Hey, he's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. Okay, now it's real. I got a baby. He's puking on me. He's spitting on me. And they're pooing and peeing, and we got to build a house. Okay, great. Now we got a house. Cool. Let's grow this thing. I'm ambitious. Let's do this. Good. My kids can wipe their own bums now, and I'm not getting pooed on anymore. And they're basically like, now they've got their own little egos, and they're little teenagers now. And I'm like, relax, you're 10. And then this feeling of throwing up her family. But then there's a reflection stage here where I'm going to take a rest, and I'm absolutely going to see them grow. Then we get a chance where they're going to start taking care of us. I'm like, haha, you're mowing the lawn. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, or you're not getting the car. And that's the reality. I'm like, you work for me, boy. And then the next year after that is to think, all right, bye. See you guys. Go off to school. And these are the 9 years. These are the cycles. There's 1,001 different ways to cut a fish. I'm pretty sure there's another 10,000 after that. But I don't care what analogy you show. This is the cycle of your life. You're born, you die. You're born, you go through school, you suddenly, find the love of your life. You have a family, you retire. The next thing you know, if you did it right, you got people looking after you, and then you're done. And this is what we get a chance to look at when we're looking at numerology inside of cycles. Questions, comments? Craig, can I ask you, first thing, my question for you, was that simple enough? I know it was trying to be, but I complicated it again, didn't I? Anyway, these are the numbers. These are the cycles, guys. This is your chance. This is your time. We got another, 25 minutes. I don't mind to go. I can keep going. We can talk about some cool stuff. If you guys want to know, Jupiter and Mars are really kicking our butts right now. Jupiter and Saturn are really pulling against the planets, and that's causing you guys to deal with a lot of your old school spiritual, ancient history, things that have been passed down by generations. So in case anybody wants to throw up and they're like, oh my God, I can't handle this. And the year is like, just relax and handle it. It's no big deal. You have until August, basically. You're basically dealing until August that you have to get this stuff pulled out of you. The biggest fights you'll ever have. the biggest losses you'll ever go through, the biggest changes, the biggest challenges, the biggest shifts, the biggest breakthroughs, the biggest harvest, the biggest goals, the biggest things are ever going to happen to you happen inside of this time, because apparently Jupiter is a big deal in the solar system in terms of astrology. Saturn also plays a big part in this. They're like magnets that are like pulling old stuff. And that's why people are like, oh, it must be Mercury retrograde. Happens like every season because the planet's spinning and it's a dense energy. But when you get the gaseous planets and the big one, it's like, whoa, what did your parents do for you? And it was crazy. You know, my self-abuse and the stuff I used to go through, and want to tell people how bad it got. I was taught by spiritual healers, corroborated by like 3 or 4 of them, that I was a slave in a past life. I was a sacrificial lamb in a past life, that I was a spiritual aficionado, and my powers and tools were used against me. And I cleared this karma. Like, anybody notice a difference in Bobby? And we're like, dude, you're lit. Like, what the hell happened to you? I got spiritually clear, bro. I went and I hooked up with Craig a couple times. I have another collaboration with Francesca in the works. Even now, Sally's coming out doing her own LLP. I'm like, well, hello there. She's like, you can have all the fun. I'm like, yeah, no, you've been investing a lot. Let's get you on the plate. There's like a bunch of cool different things that we're all going into. And yeah, man, I got spiritually clear, bro. It's like so super cool. So Suzanne saying, thank you so much for the jam-packed value. Got to take the doggo for a walk right to bed. Now that my 2 months straight of renovations are over, I'm finally feeling like I'm getting back on track. Cool, I like it. That's awesome. Would love to go through this with you guys. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. I'm freaking ready to shift this bizarre.
Bobby, I have a question.
Hello, Don.
What about like health affecting like your numbers or what you're trying to do?
Well, that might be a specific conversation for your chart. So if you don't mind, do you really want me to answer this?
Yes.
Okay, let's just keep going. I would like to think that you will be able. Did we do this?
We didn't talk about health, I don't think.
No, but we did talk about your cycle, so I don't have to. Oh no, that's Joe's. Okay, so let's just quickly do yours again, and let's just borrow this from here, and let's go down here, and let's just clear this space so that we have some space to work. And then what we'll talk about is health. I would like to think immediately off the bat that your health is going to be you're in the same cycle as the Earth. So we're going to go Earth and Dawn, okay? So when we're looking at your chart, and let's do it like this, and let's just close it up so we're not distracted by everyone else's sexy underwear drawer here. And we're just looking at everyone's chart on their own, right? Let's look at yours. So we're going to do this, and we're going to take a look and see, well, what's going on with your health? First of all, we had a fight going on. There was an exhaustion going on. You had no love where you needed it to be. You were very like dedicated woman. You were suffocating your own sense of self-love, and it wasn't giving you a chance to breathe. So there's a part of you turning purple, basically. And there's a part of you that's just like, and nobody knows. Like, this is one of those things that like nobody gets a chance to see. And you're just like, I'm fine. I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. Like, power through. And then like, you give it out to others. And then, but deep down, you're like, oh, it hurts. And sometimes you're feeling it more than you're showing it. Because this is like, I'm not gonna say anything. Now, what happens when we give you a name that actually works and starts to come out, you may start to feel it. Anyone ever deal with that conversation with their water? And they're like, I tried the water and I got this really big headache and my tongue started to swell. And I'm like, you must be super sick. Like, take more water, like drink more of it. You're detoxing. Same thing happened with the name. So if you're like, gosh, you know what? I would have never told people that I'm sick. It's something that I've just been I'm too hard ass to be sick. Cause like, a part of me is going to give it away. I'm just going to fight myself. And then another part's just going to be like no emotion. And then, and everyone else is getting the best of you. So when we were moving a name that allowed you to do it, you may be more confident having the health conversation. So I'm not sure if you want to or if you want to go into it, but the reality that we're looking at here is that we need to really get it in order. And some of these things are disciplinary. They're like, I want to eat right, help, exercise, or, like drink more water or think healthy thoughts. These are the things that are going to happen in 2020, right? We're in 2019. But the reality is with a powerful name, you're actually allowed to express that now. So we could go a little bit further and be like, well, why is it even there in the first place? Well, she takes on things from other people. And when you have these 5s in your chart, you're fighting things. And when you fight other people's fights, it's still your wounds. And it's even more difficult to imagine, because this is when we're looking at Mama Bear, what does Mama do? Come here, Mama makes better. And I'll take care of that pain. don't you worry about it. You give it to me and you tell me what happened. Where did they hurt you? And I will take care of you. And that feeling is to think that that wonderful, loving connection my mom used to give me, or still does, is that she owns my pain and she prays for me. And when I go through something, ay, Dios mío, and da-da-da, and she's like, I'm like, Mom, don't just get a Spanish accent now that you're upset. Like, you speak perfect English. And this feeling is to bring her to this space where she's experiencing stress because of what oh my God, I hope he gets off the drugs, and please tell me you're going to stop smoking, and oh my God. And I made this joke on 420. I was lighting sage. I'm like, hey, let's pretend to my mom that I'm blazing. And she's like, is that a joint? I'm like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But the reality is that she's going to feel the pain of others. And this is what we get when we see these sixes. And if you're too hard-ass to feel it yourself, but you got to give it for everyone else, you're going to take on their pain, and you're going to be stiff, being like, and you can't roll with the punches. Imagine how tired you're going to get. Like, oh, I don't want to take it. I don't want to have that yucky meal. It's not mine. I'm going to stay stiff to this. It's going to become a very sore back and a very like uncommunicating level of health, and it's going to damage you. It's absolutely not going to be in the right place it needs to be. Luckily, we have your name now. So in case you do go through what I call ascension symptoms, these are your upgradings of your name. Embrace the journey. Okay, like it's not a bad look. But do we want to go deeper? Did you have a follow-up question?
Well, no, I'm having a hip replacement soon. So I've been dealing with that, which is, I think, separate. But this week, since we talked, I've been in so much pain that I'm like, what the hell? Like, I've been dealing with this hip for years. Why now is this pain like so much more to get under control? So it kind of makes sense.
It's coming through you now, and you're strong enough to deal with it. So now it's actually pushing through to your forefront, being like, I gotta clear this shit off my shelf, man. Like I'm activated. This doesn't make sense. It's gotta go. I can't do this, and it's gonna hurt, especially if you're at a hip replacement at your age. That's not a fun conversation. Yeah. And it's just like it's coming out, and we're like, well, get ready for an upgrade of a lifetime. Like if we look for the silver lining here, it's like, wow, she gets a new hip. That means she's going to live longer. She can dance faster. She can do more stuff. And I'm like, man, I can't wait till they replace my brain and all my stuff. Maybe I get a chance to upgrade anything. I'm like, man, I'm going to get like a Mercedes brain or something. I don't know. Like who's going to generate new brains for people? But
I'm coming to see you in September. We're going to dance.
Cool. Yes, absolutely. And it's going to be what's happening in September? Doesn't matter.
I have a wedding on the island. Like I'm going to a wedding on the island, and you're right there. So. Oh
my goodness, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, if anybody needs to be at my wedding, just let me know. It's August 22nd, and I'm like, Mama Joe's like, I'm coming. So set your calendar. Let me know how many seats you guys need. I'm in Nanaimo. But I know some people are going to be like, dude, I'm in Australia. I can't make it out somewhere.
Hey, that's the day after my 60th birthday.
There you go.
Perfect.
So I'm getting married for your birthday. So absolutely cool. Yes, come out and see us, guys. Craig, you got to be there. And if not, I'm going to see your astral self. And you'll be like, what's up, mate? I'm like, like, just, I do. As there's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to happen in there. But yes, Dawn, you're now able to actually process. See, the thing here is that when you, I don't mean to say it like this, but when you don't quite love yourself and your name doesn't help you either, then things start to pile up and you just pretend like it doesn't smell. And it looks like that picture of the dog. I'm gonna pull it up. I love it. I always love doing this. It's the one that says, "This is fine. This is fine." And you're like, "No, it's not fine." And this is thing that looks like this. Where is it? Here we go. Can we do it? Does it work? Yeah. Was this one? It's like, this is fine, and he's in his kitchen having coffee. It's burning down, and he's like, I'm fine. I'm so cool. And because we're not aware of it, we're disconnected from our pain. We're disconnected from that, right? And so even Craig has, and this is like, he's like really, this is the stuff that he does inside of it. It's going to be so super cool. But okay, guys, when we're looking at your health, you're now in a vibration that allows you to move it forward. Okay. Any other questions? The wedding is on the mainland. Sorry, it's actually not in Nanaimo. It's going to be in Surrey. Okay, so we're like basically getting married in the mainland because that's where my family is. And so it's going to be a little bit easier to do that. We're already getting Airbnbs, so but they're all booked or they're all like filled. So you guys got to get your own Airbnb if you're going to go out there or wherever you guys got to do. Any other questions? Anyone else want to ask anything or want to get into anything, Dawn, did you have a follow-up for that? I just want to let everybody know that we're still going. We're still doing this. I still have some more stuff to tell you. And yeah, cool. So things have changed. Absolutely, things have changed. I need to be looking for lodging now, I guess. Yeah, anyone need to get it done? This is a private invite. This isn't like you guys are all, like my whole audience is invited. It's like you guys deserve to be there. So I would appreciate it and love it if you guys all made it. So I made an investment today, guys. I actually got something, and like I'm like some of you guys are gonna be like, whoa, and some of you guys are gonna be like, I don't get it. But I'd love for your guys' help. And I know that we're kind of like quieted down to a smaller group now. There's only a couple minutes left. So what do we do for the 2-minute video? Can I ask you guys to all do that, like straight up? I know I keep harping on everyone, but did anyone get a chance to see the one that I did, the one that I made, the one that I put together with all the testimonials? It was awesome, and I'm gonna do another one, and they're gonna get better and better. And I basically made like a 2-minute video of everybody just being like, oh my God, Bobby, changed my life. I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, every day, like, bam, boom, I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna do this. And I take this to pump me up. And it has been so cool to be able to experience that. So when you guys do that for me, it helps other people who are just like you understand that their life can be changed by something super strange by numerology. And it would be really cool. So if anybody does do that and they film me a 2-minute video, a 1-minute video, they go live, or they do like they send it to me, either go live or recorded video, I will give you a written report for someone of your choice. Some of you guys, your reports are about to expire. Okay, like Vicky's, I'm pretty sure may have expired. Sandra's obviously has expired. Lizzie, I'm pretty sure yours is still good. Kim, maybe yours might be expiring. But some of my older clients who are a year old, or already a year from now, or a year ago, your reports aren't accurate anymore. You've grown into a new name. You've grown into something new. So we can give you a new one for yourself. Or if you're like the people who want to share things with others, then by all means, share the love, share the joy, give it to other people. So I appreciate you guys for that. If you guys want to book in with me and you guys are wanting to do this like conversation about your own chart, and we can get into your own thing that you're doing for yourselves, I'm gonna post a thing in the chat that's exclusive for you guys. Okay, so you're not gonna share this with everyone. You're gonna basically see this for just you guys. And I've come up with a second place, and please do us all a favor and don't share this. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do is we're going to just put it in the chat here so that it doesn't get out. Because if this gets out, then I'm going to have some explaining to do. It's a discounted rate, and I thought I was going to make it easy for people to not have to worry about talking to me and say, can I get a little cheaper on the rate there? I'm like, of course you can. Of course you can. You've worked with me before, work with me again. And so you save this site and you use it for yourself to get it with me for half an hour, 111, 1 hour, 222. It's a small little discount. I get it. You know, it's exclusive for you guys, but I'm not going to be advertising to everybody. Okay, it's just for people who've already worked with me, and it's just as a nice thank you and as a gift. I told you guys I'm going to give you special deals, and this is the conversation we need to have around that. Sometimes people are like, I'm not ready for that conversation. I need to work on my health, or I need to work on something other than my wealth. I need to get into a different place, or I need to go back into my name. I need a new name. It was the wrong name, or whatever it was. I'm not there yet. If you feel like you're not there yet, relax for a second, okay? Because, again, it took me 3 years to get over myself. So in case you're on the road to glory and you're like, I got a name, now what? Where's my millions of dollars? It's like the same farmer being like, don't look at the seed demanding an apple. You got to work hard for that seed, protect it, nurture it, grow that shit, and absolutely get to the next place. Anybody who's gone through a massive physical transformation, Ashley Jacobo, okay? Like when you know that you go through discipline, I feel like that picture, I remember I started working out this week, and I feel good, but I feel like that picture where was that? You know when Homer works out for a day, and then works out and in the mirror, right? And then he's like still fat, but he looks like he's like absolutely amazing. And where is it? Yeah, it's this one. This is what I felt like a couple days ago. I'm like, oh man, this is me. This is totally me. I just start working out again. I'm like, oh, I feel so good. And like, you know, that's that conversation that we have. You have to see the vision in your eye. So we take one from Homer here. You got to see the vision in your eye. You have to see it before you have it. And we have to commit. Okay. Are you going to be like Homer and not commit? You're going to be like Ashley and commit. Look here, she's a beast. You can like rip a man's head off with her thighs. Okay. Like just like crazy. No testing. So that feeling is there to think if you commit and you absolutely crush it. That's why I like athleticism and professional like endurance, is because it's a physical reminder that you have a discipline. that you can actually get your shit together and do stuff. Same thing with your business, okay? You have to run it every single day. And you're not looking for the weird, silly little like magic flip switch pill. Trust me, I've tried them all. It's weird. I even like tried combining them. Nothing replaces getting up at 5 in the morning and going for a run, almost wanting to throw up, and eating healthy foods and still being hungry, and drinking lots of water, and stop eating KFC so much. Like, nothing replaces that. You can't just like pour Gatorade saying my plants need electrolytes. You need to watch Idiocracy. It's a great movie. But the reality is that you need to absolutely do what's right for you. So, cool, tangents, right? Love them. I wanted to show you guys this. This is a Lemurian crystal, okay? So this is a Lemurian quartz, and this thing is like the price of one of the more expensive MacBooks. And yeah, I'd love to show this to you guys because I just got this maybe today, and I'm like, oh my god, and and I felt like I tapped into something. And even when I saw it like a few months ago, I'm like, she will be, yes, oh my, oh yes, she will be mine one day, oh yes. And then today I went there and I was like, I'm putting a deposit on it, and my Sally's like, you know what, I'm just buying it for your birthday. And I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, / Father's Day. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're just gonna like jip me out of a birthday gift now or a Father's Day gift? You're gonna link these two? I'm like, I'm just kidding. But she put the two together, and basically she got this for me, and it's a portal. This is a record keeper. This thing knows the universe. It's got records on it, so it looks almost like a record you play on a record player. You see it ever in person? It's the most powerful thing. This thing weighs it, like it's weighty. Like you can actually like feel it. So what I wanted you guys to do is to recognize and help me out here for a second. I know this is super weird. I know this is super crazy, but this thing actually allows me to see into stuff, and like it's so crystal clear, and it's just so beautiful. You can gaze and meditate into this. I wonder if anybody even looking at this is kind of like feeling like, zzz, and they're like getting this emotional rise from this. I wanted to show this to you guys, and this is the first time I'm showing it to a group of people, a group of clients, and I believe it may be the last time. I don't want people to look at it too much. I want to keep it nice and clean. I want to keep it nice and solid. This is a tool just for me and for my business to help me grow to the next level, but I really wanted to show this to you guys because you know what? When you spend like a solid $3,000 on a crystal, I'm like, that's insane. And then I looked at my wife's ring and her wedding ring. I'm like, nah, actually, that's not so insane. You buy a diamond ring, it's a lot more than that. And I'm looking at this thing being like, thank you, universe, for allowing me to do the work that I need to do. This is my spiritual elevator. This is my Doctor Who elevator here. So I appreciate you guys so much for being a part of my life and for giving away all of the things, and to look inside of yourself for a minute and think, what is inside of my world that I no longer need? What is holding me back from my success? Is it my health? Is it my fear of what other people think? Is it the fact that I think I'm too old, too young, or I'm going to disappoint people or disappoint myself, or am I too familiar with the amount of times I failed? Just think that, you know what, the universe is like, doesn't matter, bro. You got this. You can do whatever you want. Like, you don't have to be aligned by the story of your past. You get a chance to move forward into your future now. So whatever you guys are trying to manifest, whether it just be healthy kids or just getting through the end of the day or whatever it is, I'm here to help. I'm here to help you guys get through. And if it's been a while, I'd love to sit back down in the chair and absolutely talk to you guys about what happens next and see what we see Because I can tell you for sure, I noticed a difference between me today and even the conversation I was having earlier with you guys this year. And the amount that I've grown, the amount of things that have happened are absolutely unbelievable. So yes, so super neat. I see Karen's raised her hand. Did you want to unmute? Are you okay to go?
Yep, I am. Just talking about the Lemurian, just go and connect him with it, meditate with it, because I'm getting that it's been with you in many past lifetimes.
I've named her Isabella.
Ew.
In honor of the daughter I may never have. But yeah, that's why I cradled it like a baby. I'm like, I'm not holding this by the handle. I'm holding it like this. This is like my sacred little football. Sorry, son.
And the twin points mean something special to you.
Yep, that's an 11 right there. Straight up. Yeah, it's really powerful.
But yeah, when you meditate with that, you'll get a heap more knowledge.
I almost like Sally's like, what does it feel when you're holding it? Like, I'm like, it feels like I'm disintegrating into the fabric of the universe, and I can feel and see everything. And it was such a wonderful feeling for sure. It's just so cool. Give it chi, baby. Oh yeah, I love a good little bit of chi. So does that apply for? Sorry, yeah.
Is it thumping for you?
Pumping,
Yeah.
like literally like pulsing, like it feels like magnetically like like that. And it does feel like there's like a heartbeat in there, and that's why I felt like it was like a baby. And this is like a spiritual collector of the universe. So I was Sally's like, what do you use it for? I'm like, it's kind of like a glass that I look through, like a spiritual like magnifying glass that I can see through stuff, or that we can actually use to read things. And the sessions I had today were nutty. They were so crazy, and I was just like, what am I saying? And the person's out there just like, and I'm like, I know, right? And I didn't even tell them that I had this, that I was using this. And I'm just like, this is so weird. This is so cool. This is so awesome. This is amazing. And so, yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. Brought to you by the Lemurians. But yeah, we collect things, everything old under the sun, right? All stardust back to stardust. But this has been a pretty cool piece of stardust. This is an evolution of my journey. And it's time to, get back to my shamanic roots. I know I have them. I've just been hiding behind numerology this whole time. But then I'm like, oh crap, I got like a bunch of crystals here and here, and I just use them. I've got my selenite. I just want to introduce you to my boys. Got my shaman's dream, right? We just picked up some new ones. I got my, I'm not sure what this one is. If you know what it is, you know what it is. But it helps you with the communication. I got some auralite. Just brought this bad baby in. It's a really powerful stone. And yeah, so there's a lot of really cool things in there.
It's optical calcite, that one you didn't know.
Optical calcite. There you go. Yeah. So super cool. So yeah, as you guys, and here's the nice little hypnotic trick that I was like, I should probably tell them what's happening here. As you guys lend your consciousness and your energy to this visualization of what's happening here, you literally imbue it with your love potential, your success potential, and you can actually, if you look at this hard enough, you can actually see your success in it. You can actually see this and see, like, it's almost that clear. Like, you can literally see right through it. It's so cool. But you can almost see your own future, you standing at the top of a podium, or you looking at a bank account laughing, or you crying and laughing at the same time looking at a bank account, or you just jumping up being like, money really does love me. That's crazy. It's nuts. And actually feel good about your success. So I hope you guys really take that powerfully and know that this is all of us. This is a piece of us. This is what we use now. And this is basically one of my most powerful tools. And when I'm doing my sessions, it's either sitting like this, like basically pointing at me, or I'm holding it, and I'm like holding it like a throttle, being like just. But
hey, Bobby, you want to try something?
Always.
So if you just put that in your lap so that you can put your hands around it. I've got my little baby. This is a record keeper.
Wow. That's what they call this.
Yeah. So if you hold it, I don't know if I can get the screen right. If you hold it and then put your hands around it so your hands aren't touching it, but just generate your chi first. Everyone can even try this if you've never got any chi experience. Just rub your hands together. And then just imagine like you're trying to cup a grapefruit. Just hold it there for a little while. Let it be a bit organic. Let it have a bit of life in your fingers. You can stretch it out like you're stretching a rubber band. Then you can compress it like you're compressing a sponge. You might start to feel warm and tingling in your palms. When you've got that, you could literally bring that over the top of the crystal, and you'll probably find that it'll intensify. You've got favorite little crystals too. You can put them right in your chi point, right in the palm, and it'll get hot. It'll almost feel like it's burning.
Yeah.
But if you do that and do that for a while, what starts to happen is your frequency, your chi frequency literally starts to merge with the crystal's chi frequency. It's like a personal bonding. So you can even, if you've got a crystal that you really love, like I've got a few babies like. So if you hold it in your hand and literally generate the chi on it, it'll bond to you. It starts to become a lot more personalized. You haven't bonded with that yet, not completely.
It's been the first night. Trust me, we're gonna consummate this love.
Yeah.
Why did I say that while I'm stroking it from this angle? I'm so sorry.
I think you know exactly why you said that.
Well, I didn't mean it. Like I was trying to be funny, but then I didn't realize I was being a little too suggestive. But anyway.
But even that, if you line up that point with your chi point in your hand.
Whoa.
Yep. And you can almost use it like a satellite dish and actually really hone in on it.
Yeah.
This one's quite strong. Like once you get it, it's like a needle line, like a point. You can literally feel it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much, guys, for being here with me and doing this with me. This is the second of many. I'm going to do this at least once a month. And next month, who knows what we go through. Just so you guys understand what's happening here. Just want to share this with you. Just so you guys see. This conversation, where are we? Let's go back here. I just want to do this really quickly before we go. There are so many pieces to this puzzle. Like, there are so many different sides to this. There's dates, there's addresses, there's places, there's actual objects, there's places that you show up financially, there are places that you show up physically or telecommunication-wise. Then there's the broadcasting signals that you send out to the universe, your social media, even down to business cards. Like, there are different applications for numerology, and even down to the spiritual soul clearing level of you going deep, deep, deep into generations deep of what your actual numbers are vibrating as, and where does it actually help you grow from and take in there. So blessed to have you guys in my life and have you guys inside of my leagues. This is an unbelievable experience. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you. It's just an awesome thing. So on the 21st in Nanaimo, we're hosting our team, and we're hosting the Gaz guys that live on the island. So if you're on the island, guys, or if you want to come out here, you're going to be here. We're going to have some content. There's going to be a drone here. It's going to be cool. It's a potluck, so your admission is going to be, you have to bring something for me to eat, and it's going to be powerful. But if you're not, you're here with us in spirit, and yeah, it's just an unbelievable experience to be here for you guys. Are there any more questions or any more comments, anything burning that we need to ask to Crystal, or anything that we need to know before we cut out for the night, and before I thank you guys one last time? I want to know if there's anything else, or did we do good? I think we did really good. I feel like my spiritual message channel has come down. I promised you guys 2 hours, and basically, yeah, we started 2 minutes in. So we're at the 2 hour mark. Angelique was amazing as always. Thank you. If I ask you guys one more big favor, I mean, not like, you guys, I don't ask you for favors all the time, but it would be, hey, post to social media. Let people know what happens when Bobby gives away an exclusive private free session or an exclusive private free webinar. What value did you get? I challenge you to go back through your notes, whatever it was, watching the replay, watching this live, go back to your notes and post something about it and say, I learned something. He said something. He mentioned something that struck me to the core. You never know when someone's going to need you. And I know this because, hey, this is the life that I live. I'm in here to actually serve people inside of their journey to theirs. And so I want to put our superhero team together. And I already have. I've already collected most of you guys. We're not done collecting more. More of us are awakening. More of us are getting to a better place. But as for tonight, I'm going to go dancing now because I'm preparing for my wedding. And we got a really cool dance that me and Sally are planning. It's really sweet. And yeah, that means we have dance practice. So I appreciate you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me in my life. Stay tuned for the replay. I don't see any questions, so I would like to think that mic drop. Just kidding. All right, guys, we'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a great night. Love you guys. Share it with social media.
Bye, Bobby.
Thank
you.
Next one, tell people they got to come, okay? All right, guys. Bye.